Hey there, everybody. You're listening to WZBC Newton 90.3. We're about to bring you live to Boston College versus Michigan State in hockey, live from Conte Forum. It's the number 2 Eagles playing the visiting Michigan State Spartans, who are 4-3-1 overall. We're going to send it off to Conte and Anthony and the boys.
Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Kelly Rink at Conte Forum here in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. You're listening to WZBC Newton 90.3 FM. I'm Anthony Iati alongside Chase Schaub and Chris Noyes. Special thanks to Blake Freitas for engineering back in the studio. Guys, we've got an excellent matchup here tonight as BC wins the opening faceoff back to the defenseman Fitzgerald. He passes over to McCoshen. Back to Fitzgerald in front. He bobbles it up to the blue line. It's counted on the right wing boards. Now long cross pass to Wood, and then there's going to be an offsides called. Looks like on BC by the center, Cangelosi. Actually, the net actually may have come off the moorings behind Thatcher Demko all the way at the other end. That might have been the cause of the stoppage.
Yeah, I believe it was.
So here we are. BC enters on a 7-game winning streak, 6 shutouts in that span. Michigan State on a winning streak on their own of 3, as BC wins the faceoff and will put it in the offensive zone. It's John Drager there for Michigan State. He tries to force it out, gets it to Stengline. Pass across into the BC zone, but there's Wood to collect it into the offensive zone, looking for Callan to Cangelosi in the slot, broken up by Drager. Over to Stengline on the left wing boards. Flips it on net. Demko is there to collect. And McCoshen picks it up behind the net and leaves it for Casey Fitzgerald. He brings it up towards this neutral zone. Now he skates back with it, pressured by Mackenzie McEachern of Michigan State. D-to-D pass to McCoshen. Now up for Matthew Goudreau, left wing for Boston College. Behind the net against McCoshen. Now it's Colin White up the right wing boards, and it's taken away by Michigan State. That's Mason Appleton. He dumps in. McCoshen collects behind the net again. BC having trouble getting it out. As now it's poked in again by Michigan State. There's Fitzgerald to get it. Looking for his brother Ryan Fitzgerald and finds him as he crosses the red line. Looking to dump in. Fitzgerald leaves a drop pass for his brother Casey. Shooting one that goes wide to the right of the goal, and it's going to ricochet all the way back down towards Thatcher Demko.
BC getting some good early opportunities here.
And behind the net, the BC defenseman coming with it. Teddy Doherty is in the lineup after it was reported that he was going to miss some time with a shoulder injury, but he's out there, guys, number 4.
Yeah, mild separated shoulder. Could give it a go tonight, so good to see him back out there.
Here's Sanford on the short side boards for BC. He dumps it in the offensive zone. Picked up there by Travis Walsh, kicked in front by Fitzgerald. And now it'll be Cody Milan on a breakout. 3-on-2 for Michigan State if they hurry. It's Milan again, and this is going to be whistled for offsides. So 18:08 to go, first period. No score, Eagles and Spartans. What have you guys seen here in the first 2 minutes of play?
I mean, BC's really putting on the attack here, trying to get some offensive generation going. Of course, the Michigan defense is holding up pretty well so far, breaking up some plays in front of the net.
Yeah, they've been struggling to string the passes together in the final third, but they've been getting the puck into the offensive end well.
BC wins the faceoff and dumps in. Alex Tuck crashing behind the net with Travis Walsh. Picked up by Ryan Keller of Michigan State as he chases it down 2-on-2 against Santini and Doherty, but losing the handle was Haig for Michigan State. BC battling for it in the neutral zone. Michigan State able to poke it into the offensive zone for them. And now it's Connor Wood leaving it for his man, Brendan Sanford, on the 4th line. But BC is able to steal it. Sanford up ahead for Gilmore. He dumps in. BC will make a change here as Hildebrand stops it behind the net for Michigan State. Now coming up with it is Zach Osborne, a freshman defenseman for Michigan State. Poked away by BC, and he has to dump it in. Couturier will go to collect. Josh Couturier, a freshman for BC. Kept in at the blue line by Osborne. Now along the boards, it is Brown battling with Sanford. Still battling behind the net. Now BC collects. That's Scott Savage. D-to-D pass to Josh Couturier. Back to Savage in the defensive zone. Couturier again. Finds White in the middle of the ice. Excuse me, that's Chris Brown. And this one, too, it looks like it'll be an offside.
Michigan is starting off with some physical play here against the board.
So, guys, we know that Thatcher Demko has 6 shutouts in his last 7 games. He's off to a historically hot start. What do the Spartans have to do to get one by him?
Well, I mean, Thatcher off to obviously an incredible start, first in the NCAA and Hockey East, and getting back to some play here.
Yeah, puck behind the Michigan State net. Rebound that gets left in front. Callan shoots wide. Michigan State to collect. It's John Drager. And he finds Stenglein, the leading scorer for Michigan State, up ahead for Thomas Ebbing, the center on the second line. Tries to leave it for Joe Cox, but this one is going to trickle into the far corner. Couturier there for BC. Tries to float it out to center ice and does. It's Walsh chipped in by Stenglein for Michigan State. And again, Couturier behind the BC net as he will hold there. Get reset a little bit. Up the left wing boards, here comes Cangelosi. He comes into the offensive zone, tries to slip one on net, but that's blocked by Rhett Holland. A huge hit behind the net by Miles Wood. He lays out Rhett Holland, but Michigan State is able to get possession of the puck. And we're going to have a stoppage here. It looks like a penalty coming up on the hit.
Good time to mention the Eagles are the most penalized team in college hockey, 69 penalties, and they lead college hockey in penalty minutes as well. Most of that can be attributed to the two brawl-like games they had against Maine over the weekend, but it's something they got to corral, their tendency for penalties, especially some of the defensemen like Casey Fitzgerald and Ian McCoshen.
Yeah, and I mean, off of that, that's how Michigan's going to have to score tonight. Take advantage of those penalties and put the pressure on Thatcher.
Exactly. Offensive zone face-off for the Spartans. BC wins it back. Fitzgerald there. 16:05 to go first period. No score. BC looking for the clear, but there's Travis Walsh, a senior defenseman. Keeps it in for Michigan State. Now he's battling behind the net. Left back for Michael Ferrantino. The captain shot on goal was saved by Demko. Looks like Mackenzie McEachern was looking to get a tip there, but instead Demko will hold with 15:54 to play.
Spartans so far, 3-game winning streak, outscoring their opponents 14-4. They definitely have some offensive production here. The Eagles are going to have
McEachern wasn't able to really get his body in front of the net that much on that one to block Demko's view.
Face off one back to Walsh. Passing with Ferrantino. Shot on net goes wide on a deflection. And there's Cox to collect for Michigan State. Behind the net, McCoshen chips it for BC. Gilmore tries to clear it, and he does. That'll go all the way down. And BC is going to make a change here. The defenseman will come off. 15:34 to go. Travis Walsh breaking out of the defensive zone for Michigan State. Still on the power play. As they bring it into the offensive zone, that's Milan. BC tries to chip it out, but can't. And that's Haig looking for the slot. Tries to wind up, but he's broken up by Adam Gilmore. Good defensive play there. Now McEachern and Savage battling in the corner. Gilmore has again, looking for a second clear in a row, and he gets it.
Gilmore lifted the stick of I think it was Haig, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, he lifted his stick real nicely. He couldn't even get anything on the shot.
53 seconds to go on the Miles Wood penalty. Michigan State now in the neutral zone. Dumps it in, blocked by Scott Savage. Kept in there by Joe Cox, the right wing. Now chipped away by BC, and it's Chris Brown going 1-on-2 into the offensive zone. He'll stop. He'll find Alex Tuck in the slot. Tuck puts on a move and loses the puck into the corner, and he's battling all by himself down there as BC makes a change. Now he dumps it all the way back for Casey Fitzgerald out of the offensive zone. 28 seconds on the power play for Michigan State. That puck is dumped in. Cangelosi is there all by himself to get it. Again, BC making a little quick change. So the Spartans have it. That's Cody Milan for Zach Osborne. Up ahead, across the red line. Here comes Michigan State in the offensive zone. Battle along the near side boards. McCoshen sends it around behind the net. Kept in there by Zach Osborne. A couple seconds left on the penalty. BC looking to get a quick clear before that happens, and they do. Out to center ice. Miles Wood is out of the box. Cox chips it in for Michigan State. McCoshen collects behind the net. 14 minutes to play now. And here comes BC into the offensive zone. It's Wood shooting one that goes wide left of Hildebrand. And it's going to be White again collecting that puck, shooting, saved by Hildebrand. He deflects it out of play.
BC very aggressive on that power play there. That's what they have to do here to stop Michigan.
Great outlet pass to White. I think it was White, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. White and Wood, man, they're both so great as freshmen. They're like what Zach Sanford and Alex Tuck were supposed to do last year. They the top scorers on the team, and they're great assist men too. White has 8 and Wood has 9, so they're not selfish too.
13:52 to go. Fitzgerald off the face-off in the slot, looking for a shot, turned aside by Hildebrand. Now it's White giving it back to Fitzgerald, back to White behind the net, looking to set up Santini, and that's blocked away by Michigan State. McEachern with the defensive play. Behind the net again, it's Brian Fitzgerald. Across the near side boards. Pass to the point, it's Santini shooting on net, saved by Hildebrand with the glove. Michigan State collects, it's McEachern. 3-on-2 if they hurry for Michigan State. Mason Appleton, the freshman. Nice play there by Teddy Doherty to deny the entry pass. And we will have a stoppage of play with 13:25 to go. Still no score here at Conte Forum. Guys, really a very impressive defensive play there by Teddy Doherty, the senior captain. Michigan State was trying to break in with a 3-on-2 with their top offensive line, and Doherty just put his stick on the ground and got in the passing lane.
Yeah, it was a good heads-up play there.
Not bad for a separated shoulder.
Right. Face-off outside the BC zone, won by Michigan State. Now it's Appleton throwing it on net. Demko saved it, but looks like he lost control of the rebound. BC trying to clear it out. Travis Jake now to Savage, out to the neutral zone.
I don't think Demko knew where that one was. He kind of shrugged at it.
Carson Gatt dumps in for Michigan State. Couturier and Savage behind the net, the BC defenseman. Chipped along the near side boards into the neutral zone. Zach Osborne back for the Spartans. 12:56 to go, first period, no score. Battle still in the neutral zone for possession. Dumped in by Michigan State. Demko will leave it for Couturier. Michigan State makes a change. Now it's Savage. Back up to Couturier, over the red line. Into the offensive zone. The defenseman throws one on net. Gloved by Jake Hildebrand, and he will freeze the puck with 12:39 to go, first period. No score, BC and Michigan State.
3-2 shots on goal for the Eagles here, keeping it pretty even. Spartans are doing a good job on defense.
I thought the penalty kill was pretty impressive for BC, too. I believe they only allowed one shot on it. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, it was a very impressive kill there.
But they lose the offensive zone faceoff here. Drager tries to get it to Walsh, but BC is able to take it away. That's Zach Stanford, the sophomore. Stanford in the slot, shooting, goes wide. It looks like deflected by Drager. Out to the point. BC chips it in behind the net. Adam Gilmore will chase, and that's dumped out by Travis Walsh. This could be an icing. Cox and McCoshen racing for it, and icing will be called, so BC will get an offensive zone faceoff with 12:17 to go in the first.
Eagles still setting up some good opportunities on offense here, getting some, even if they aren't shots on goal, they're getting pressure on the goalie and putting it.
They're getting towards the middle of the ice too, which is where more dangerous things can happen if you drop more of the defenders and then hit a guy in the slot area.
That puck is played behind the Michigan State net, wound around for Appleton, and BC is able to collect. Cangelosi leaving it for Wood at the neutral zone. Wood skating with it. Left to right, dumps in, trying to take them on by himself here. He battles in the corner with Walsh, knocks him down. That's the second big hit for Wood. This time it's clean, as it's Casey Fitzgerald now behind the net for BC. Leaves it for Cangelosi, looking to center it. Knocked away by Michigan State. Another huge hit by Wood on JT Stengline.
He just come out swinging.
I thought he may have thrown an elbow there, but no call. 11:43 to go. BC with the puck in the defensive zone, breaking out. It's Ian McCoshen, slaps one on net, gloved by Hildebrand, and play is stopped.
And Wood is by no means a small guy either. These are powerful hits he's delivering out there.
Nice to see your freshman not be afraid and to be a real tough enforcer type like that. In addition to being your leading scorer, this kid is real amazing. There's nothing he can't do so far.
Most likely a future New Jersey Devil, a fourth-round pick a couple of years ago, is Miles Wood, as we await the face-off to the right of Jake Hildebrand, the senior goaltender for the Spartans. And it'll be Colin White to take the face-off for BC. He loses it back to Rhett Holland. And it's Appleton now for Michigan State. Dumps in off the BC boards. Played back to center ice by Doherty. That'll ricochet back towards him. And it's McEichert in the slot shooting. Kick saved by Demko. Brought out by Matty Goudreau for BC. Breaking out. Plays one off the boards for Fitzgerald. And that's going to go behind the net. Hildebrand will stop it there and play it back to center ice. BC had an opportunity for numbers there, but instead it's the defenseman. D-to-D pass. Goudreau tips it in. 11:09 to go, first period. Goudreau is hit behind the net and goes down. Battling with Carson Gadd and Rhett Holland of Michigan State. Played back to the point for BC. It's Santini shooting on net, and puck was going wide. Gloved by Hildebrand anyway, leaving no chance of a rebound. 10:58 to go, no score as we battle at even strength here.
Demko made a real nice save on McEichert in there. There was no one in front. He had a clear look at the goal, and Demko stonewalled him.
Eagles now up to 6 shots.
Yeah, they've been getting good pressure in the past couple of minutes here. Almost had a numbers opportunity with Ryan Fitzgerald, but the pass just went a little too far.
It would have been real creative. Goudreau passed it off the boards. It would have been a nice angle pass.
Absolutely. As now BC puts their fourth line on. That's Chris Brown, J.D. Dudek, and Travis Jake. But the faceoff is won by Michigan State. BC battling forward in the offensive zone. And it's played behind the net for Osborne of the Spartans. Up ahead to Stengline. Pass was behind him, but he collects. Over across to Joe Cox, the right wing. Broken up by BC. Good defense. Chris Brown is there. Trying to play it out of the zone. Travis Jake does that. BC here with a 2-on-2. That's Dudek for Brown. Trying to get it back to Dudek. Broken up by John Drager. Behind the net, Michigan State. Up the near side boards into center ice. And Scott Savage collects there for BC. 10:18 to go, first period. BC waiting. Now back to Savage into the offensive zone. He throws one on net. Turned aside by Hildebrand. And it's Walsh to Drager behind the net. leaving it again. This time Keller going to get it. Now it's Osborne. Travis Jake goes for the hit. And that puck is out at center ice now. Gilmore battling with William Haig. And Tuck chips it into the offensive zone. Now he's got Gilmore with him. Shoots one from a sharp angle. That goes through the crease. And now in center ice, it's Sanford trying to get a shot off. That was blocked. And it's Tuck to collect near sideboard. Trying to get it back to Fitzgerald at the point, and he does. Shot is saved. Blocked in front. BC still putting pressure on. Tuck, Sanford, and Gilmore out there. Probably their best offensive line. And now it's loose in front. Sanford tried to chip at it and can't get a shot on goal. And Ryan Keller now plays it for Michigan State. Still behind the net, it's Drager, chased by Tuck. And he will lift it out off the boards, but kept in there by McCoshen. And they rule a hand pass on Ian McCoshen. So play stops with 9:22 to go in the first period. No score, and this faceoff will come outside of the BC zone.
Kind of gray area call there, but he was moving pretty fast. So it kind of happened in one motion. He caught it and kind of leaned forward to hit it with a stick. So I can see what the ref was looking at there.
So we get our first extended stoppage here as they clean the ice. So, Chase, what does BC have to do to get a couple of pucks past Hildebrand? I asked you earlier about getting pucks past Demko, but how does BC approach the senior goalie who's played every game?
But I mean, so far I think we've seen a good approach here. They're putting a lot of pressure on it, trying to get some opportunities set up, taking the outside shots and then trying to buster it in front of the net there and push something through. I mean, obviously he's had a good few games. The Eagles are just going to have to keep trying to apply this pressure and keep the pace of the game fast so they can keep getting these opportunities.
Absolutely. Now as we appear to be coming out of the timeout, teams will change lines. First offensive line on for the Spartans. That's Mackenzie McEachern, a St. Louis Blues prospect, centered by the senior captain Michael Ferrantino. And at right wing, a freshman Mason Appleton, who's a Winnipeg Jets prospect. So a couple of big-time scorers here. At BC counters with the Cangelosi line, as that's one back to Santini. He fires in behind the net. Hildebrand lets it go for Holland. Picked up by BC. Shot on net. Kind of surprised Hildebrand, but he deflects it away. Michigan State collects now out of the defensive zone to center ice. Played back by BC. McEachern picks it up at center ice. Now leaves it for Ferrantino. Shooting one wide, a one-timer. And Appleton is there to collect on the far side boards. Played down, blocked by Doherty. Appleton still has it. Battling with Doherty. Far side board, tries to throw it in front, it's loose, and right there is Ferrantino, but it's blocked aside. Good pressure by the BC defense as they get it out of the zone. Looks like we got a lot of contact there, no call, as Kalman dumps into the BC zone, the offensive zone.
No call there.
Yeah, really.
It was like a horse collar tackle in football.
Absolutely, as Carson Gatt plays it in past Demko. He leaves it for Doherty.
Michigan missed a really great opportunity there.
And a risky pass by Demko does just barely make it to Fitzgerald. He breaks into the offensive zone on the left wing. Now he leaves it in front. Kicked by Goudreau. Goes wide. Behind the net. Fitzgerald again. He's got Colin White there with him. White looking to center it. Instead goes back to Couturier. Shot on goal is blocked in front. Pops up in the air. Michigan State tries to clear. And they do. Stenglein gets it to center ice. And now we'll have a whistle. And it looks like a penalty coming up on Michigan State. And I believe that's going to be number 28, Thomas Ebbing, a junior center. He will get 2 minutes with 8:05 to go in the first period. Guys, I wonder if that was almost a makeup call because I didn't see anything there, but certainly there was a play that could have been called as a penalty before that.
Oh, it seemed like it right in front of the Michigan bench there. It looks like a trip.
It's like a tackle almost. They kind of like who's leaning back. This is a good chance for BC to work on their power play. They're 9 for 50 on the year. That's 25th. In college hockey, so it's maybe one area they got to work on.
Absolutely. Offensive zone face-off. Stanford back to the point. McCoshen with a slap shot. Stick save by Hildebrand behind the net. It's Tuck trying to leave it for Doherty, but that goes too far out of the zone. Doherty will chase it all the way back. BC's got Sanford, Fitzgerald, and Alex Tuck as their forwards, so they got the firepower out on the power play. Poked into the offensive zone. 7:45 to go. Left in the slot for Sanford. Blocked by Michigan State, the defenseman. And now it's Tuck back to the point. Doherty, the captain, for McCoshen. Doherty again at the point. McCoshen, near side at the point. Looking for somebody, finds Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald looking to center. Instead he shoots, and that puck is deflected over the net by Tuck. Sanford collects in the corner. Up the near side boards for Fitzgerald. Across the point to Doherty. Back to Fitzgerald. The one-timer shot, and that is blocked and goes just wide. Michigan State finally gets a clear now. 7:15 to go. In the first, 1:07 to go on the power play for the Eagles.
Really deflected into the net there.
And both teams will make a change. McCoshen standing behind the net, waiting for his teammates. Leaves it for Casey Fitzgerald, the freshman, brother of Ryan, as he brings it up, leaves it for Cangelosi. He's into the offensive zone, leaves it to the wing for Wood. Shot in front, the backhand was blocked by Hildebrand. And now Wood again battling for it, showing a lot of fire tonight. As there's Travis Walsh for Michigan State. He clears it out across the Michigan State bench. 6:43 to go. And play is stopped when BC touches up. So looks like we may have another penalty coming up here. 6:43 to go. No score. No one heading to the box, so I'm not sure what that stoppage was for. I didn't see the signal.
Great speed rush there by White. It was a blur. Yeah, that was White.
Defensive zone faceoff won by BC. Savage behind the net. 6:39 to go. It's Savage again, trying to get it out. BC still got some power play time left. 30 seconds as Casey Fitzgerald does a move up ahead to Cangelosi in front of the bench. Now back to Casey Fitzgerald. He puts it on the backhand, leaves it into the offensive zone. Looking for Cangelosi in the slot. Back to the point. Now shooting one is Wood, and that is stopped by Hildebrand. A save with his chest as Wood has it behind the net. Now it's Rhett Holland for Michigan State chipping it past Cangelosi. Puck comes back the other way. And there's Joe Cox, an assistant captain, to clear it out. And Scott Savage at center ice. Penalty time is up. Out of the box is Thomas Ebbing, and he immediately makes a play, and he's got the puck now. 3-on-3 opportunity. Ebbing brings it in, poked away by Fitzgerald. Battle on the near side boards. That puck is taken out by BC. Travis Jake into the offensive zone. Drager and Walsh are there. D-to-D pass for the Spartans. Still no score here. 5:42 to go. Up ahead to Ferrantino. First line on for Michigan State. And play is stopped here on an offside. So BC with their first power play opportunity of the game. Not able to do anything with it, but they did have a couple of near misses there.
Very, very close shots.
Yeah, they kept it in the zone a lot. They worked it around. Teddy Dougherty is a guy to look for on the power play. 3 of his 4 goals this year are with the man advantage. He loves working from the point.
BC now with a face-off outside their defensive zone. 5:40 to go. They win the face-off, but that puck is kept in by Appleton. Michigan State now putting on the pressure. It's Ferrantino shooting one, blocked by his own man, Appleton. Travis Jake goes to get it, chips it out to center ice. Michigan State looking to poke it in again, and they do. That's Ferrantino. Santini back to get it for the Eagles. Intercepted as he goes to D-to-D pass, shot in front, blocked by BC. Puck never got to Demko, as now Jake again tries to chip it out, and he does. Michigan State will have to chase it all the way back into their defensive zone. It's Rhett Holland across the ice for Ryan Keller. BC putting on pressure with 2 men here. That's Sanford poking it in. BC's behind the net now in the offensive zone. 5 minutes to play, first period, no score. Rhett Holland collects for Michigan State. Tuck poking away at it. It's Gilmore centering in front. The shot saved by Hildebrand. Sanford with a golden opportunity on the doorstep, and Hildebrand was there. 4:53 to play. We remain scoreless.
That's the kind of goal Sanford lives for. In front of the net, loose puck. He's great at chipping it in, great at deflecting, redirecting, stuff like that. And he just missed the chance. But great save by Hildebrand.
One of these has got to drop. Eagles are getting some really good opportunities on 13 shots so far.
They certainly are. It looked like Sanford had the puck on his backhand. He wanted it on his forehand. But now BC wins the offensive zone faceoff. It's Gilmore, near side boards, but below the circles. Now it's Tuck behind the net. Battle for it. Travis Walsh comes up with it for the Spartans. Now it's JT Stengline playing it ahead, looking for Cox, using his speed. As he plays it into Demko, easy save there for the junior from San Diego. Play stopped again. 4:36 to play, first period. No score at Conte Forum. Yeah, you're right, guys. BC really getting the majority of the scoring opportunities on the power play and at even strength. But Michigan State now trying to show a little bit more speed as they have an opportunity with an offensive zone faceoff. But BC wins that. McCoshen behind the net. Plays it ahead for Ryan Fitzgerald. Chips it out, neutral zone. Michigan State has to get back on side. Stengline leaves it in. Demko behind the net collects. 4:23 to go. McCoshen there. Michigan State makes a change. Up for Colin White as the freshman brings it ahead, dumps it in behind Hildebrand, and he will just scoop it up with his glove because Matty Goudreau was flying down the ice trying to chip that puck. So 4:13 to go. We'll have a offensive zone faceoff for the Eagles. It's going to come to the left of Jake Hildebrand.
Hildebrand's doing a good job of slowing down the pace of the game to his level here.
Seems like both goalies are trying to do that, really not letting the game get too out of hand.
Right.
definitely plays more into Michigan State's hands because of all the speed BC has on the outside.
I would agree. BC wins the faceoff. It's Colin White now in the offensive zone. Leaves it for Fitzgerald. Near side boards, battling with it with Carson Gatt, a sophomore defenseman. Played behind the net, and it's Red Holland, his defensive partner. As that puck is played out of the zone, BC needs to tag up as they chip it back in. And behind the net, it's Carson Gatt, chased by Colin White. But Gatt brings it up. Long pass up ahead, intercepted by Doherty. Now Santini collects. He brings it into the offensive zone. Wrist shot, save off the shoulder. Santini on the rebound goes wide. BC getting the defenseman involved in the offense. Fitzgerald now trying to bring it into the slot. Santini wants the puck on the one-timer. Fitzgerald still has it. Plays it into the slot this time. Broken up. Carson Gatt, but he leaves it right for Goudreau. Goudreau shooting, and it's a save by Hildebrand as he deflects it with his shoulder up into the mesh. 3:30 to go.
Scoring opportunities for BC.
I think maybe slower would be better. Some of these shots are on goal, but they're kind of, the quick spin around and fling it at the net. But they're great chances. I think just maybe they would benefit if they got a body in front because Hildebrand can see most of these.
This faceoff will come to the right of the goaltender, Cangelosi. The Cangelosi line on for the Eagles. He's got Wood and Callan with him. Michigan State counters with their second line. And Joe Cox will take the faceoff out into the neutral zone. Now played across for John Drager, the defenseman. He puts a wrist shot on. Kick save by Demko. Behind the net, Savage has it for the Eagles. Leaves it for Austin Cangelosi. Played up ahead, a long pass for Wood. Wood going one-on-one with Travis Walsh. Tries to dip the shoulder, goes behind the net. Leaves it in front, saved by Hildebrand. Man, Wood really there was just trying to throw it in front and make anything happen, but Hildebrand was ready for it.
Yeah, Wood playing with a lot of energy tonight on the defensive and offensive side, trying to make something happen.
3:09 to go, first period. No score. Eagles and Spartans. You're listening to WZBC Newton 90.3 FM. As BC again with an offensive zone face-off now. One back by Michigan State. It's Zach Osborne behind the net. Broken up as he tried to pass it out by Kalman. They're battling for it behind the net. Getting a little physical is now Osborne. Looks for a teammate, tied up by Kalman. Still can't get it out. Osborne doing everything himself here, but kept in by BC. Deflected by Ferentino. Up ahead, it's Justin Homayan for Michigan State, a fourth liner. He's got Sanford with him. Left in. Fitzgerald takes a hit from Homayan, a senior assistant captain. Now it's McCoshen behind the net for BC. 2:36 to go as BC plays it into the neutral zone. Played in there by Carson Gatt. Net is off the moorings. Demko trying to get the attention of a referee as that puck just kind of fluttered right past the net. Play is stopped with 2:29 to go. Kind of a funny sequence there.
I'm not quite sure how that happened, but it's good the ref finally paid attention to where the net was. It was pretty obviously off the mooring. It was halfway, 45 degrees.
Looks like we're going to get a penalty call here. It's going to be on Justin Homayan, number 24 for Michigan State, a fourth line right winger. As BC now on the power play, wins the offensive zone faceoff, tucked behind the net. Holding it, waiting. Now he plays it across the boards for Doherty at the point. Doherty for McCoshen, D-to-D pass. McCoshen down low to Fitzgerald. Now he finds Doherty at the point. Into the slot, Sanford to try to give it back to Doherty, but he can't. And now it's McCoshen at the point. Coming in, now a little pick play by Fitzgerald. Left there for Sanford. And the pass across went past Doherty as BC had a golden opportunity, but Sanford still has it in the offensive zone on the power play. Across behind the net for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald coming in, now leaves it for Sanford on the doorstep. Tries to center it again, shot just goes wide, deflected there. Battle in the corner, Sanford, BC still on the power play, 1:47 to go. Fitzgerald behind the net looking to center for Tuck, and he tries. This puck is loose in front, chipped away at, and Michigan State is able to clear it down. Demko to collect, 1:36 to go. Almost halfway through the Justin Homayan penalty. Now Doherty taking his time in the defensive zone for the Eagles. Finds Cangelosi as BC got the change they wanted. Cangelosi into the offensive zone. Leaves one for Wood. Chases him behind the goal line. Now Casey Fitzgerald at the point for Wood again. That's Colin White. Plays it down to Cangelosi. Back to Casey Fitzgerald. Cangelosi trying to get in the slot. Lost the handle. Shot in front is blocked.
Wood was ready to put it in there.
He was. Fitzgerald at the point for BC. 33 seconds on the power play. Cangelosi chips it in. Now it's Colin White behind the net. He's got Wood in front shooting, and that puck is knocked aside by a Spartan defenseman. And now pass across for Casey Fitzgerald. Winds up for the slap shot and fakes it. Now it's Cangelosi. Now puck is chipped away by Mason Appleton. He throws that puck into the crowd off a deflection over the Michigan State bench. The play is stopped with 44.4 to go in the first period. 15 seconds to go on the Eagles' power play.
Great poke there from the defender. Just stuck his stick right out in the passing lane, read it very well, and stopped the long attack. Give them some much-needed rest.
Wood has just planted himself in front of the net here, just longing to get that opportunity.
He's in the goalie's blind spot. He didn't even see he's there. He missed 2 golden opportunities.
Now off the face-off, it's Hildebrand leaving it for his man, John Drager. That's played out of the zone. Michigan State trying to kill the rest of the penalty. 3 seconds left on it. And Holmeyen will jump out of the box now. It's behind the net. 27 seconds. Play stopped again now. Looks like a penalty coming up. It's that tripping, I believe. And looks like they got Alex Tuck for the Eagles going off here for a minor. Exactly 26 seconds to play. No score first period. Faceoff will come back in front of Demko.
And Tuck's struggles continue. He now has 4 penalties to 5 points on the season. So that's not a ratio you would like to approach this far in.
An important late period penalty kill here.
Yeah, 26 seconds and you get a breather for the rest.
Now McCoshen plays it across off the faceoff all the way down to Hildebrand. Good clear for BC. Hildebrand pressure by Fitzgerald. Leaves it for Travis Walsh. Now Walsh skating ahead. 14 seconds to go. That outlet pass was tipped. Santini has it 10 seconds to go. He just dumps it in. But that puck is going to go out of play. 9.1 to go. And we'll have a faceoff in the neutral zone, I believe.
BC maintaining some energy here to hopefully kill off the rest of this period.
Faceoff will be at center ice. Colin White to take it against Michael Ferrantino. And that faceoff is won by BC. 6 seconds now. McCoshen dumps it in. And that is going to do it here in the first period. No score from Conte Forum, the Eagles, and the Spartans. So guys, before we head back to the studio, what have you seen in this first period and what are you looking for going forward? I'll start with you, Chris.
Well, the Eagles are getting a lot of chances. A lot of good ones in front of the net. They just have to keep going for it. If the puck is in front of the crease that often, the defender's not going to be able to poke it out every time. They're good chances. And Wood, he's been incredible. He's been on the power play on the blind side of the goalie and then showed a couple of speed rushes that were really impressive. So look for that to continue.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think BC has to do on defense more or less what it's been doing the whole time, holding Michigan to a few shots so far. But BC's got to work on getting these shots on target. They've got some really good opportunities.
Michigan State just has to figure out how to hold the puck for a little longer to give their defenders some kind of a breather because they're exhausted by now.
Right, and BC's got to look for some kind of deflection in front of the net because they're really doing a great job of slowing it out and deflecting it out of bounds and stopping any opportunities on the rebounds.
Absolutely. Great points, guys. So as we hit the first intermission, again, no score. There will be a minute and 34 of carryover penalty time for Alex Tuck. We'll be back in about 12 or 13 minutes, but for now we're going to send it back to Blake Freitas in the studio. All you, Blake.
Thanks, Anthony. Thank you guys for calling the second half. I will give you all listening out there a little update on the statistics from the first period, rather. BC with 25 shots, 17 on goal. Michigan State, 9 shots, 6 attempts on goal. 2 penalties each. BC won 17 faceoffs to Michigan State's 8. BC's blocked 2 shots to Michigan State's 3. And each team has had 4 penalty minutes so far. We're going to play a little music during the intermission, and we'll get you back to the action as soon as the second period resumes. This has been your Period 1 intermission. We're going to send it back to Kelly Rink at Conte Forum and Anthony and the guys for the second period of Boston College versus Michigan State.
Okay, thank you, Blake. Back here at Conte Forum. We get set to start the second period. No score, Eagles and Spartans, but what have you guys seen here going ahead into the second period?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the stats, I mean, overall, obviously, Boston College is playing well. They could be playing better. They've been setting up some opportunities on net. A lot of shots are being wide and deflected, but they really need to set up some more rebound opportunities like they were doing on that last power play. Obviously, the BC power play kill doing a pretty good job. Only allowed one shot on the power play so far. Of course, we have to see them kill off the rest of this power play coming back from the period intermission. Yeah, Boston College getting off 5 shots on their own time.
Their 3 best offensive players in that period, Zach Stanford, Miles Wood, and Colin White, each had shots from right in front of the net. So they're getting the puck to the guys they want to get it to in the spots they want to get it to, and it's only a matter of time. Interesting note for Michigan State, in second periods this year, they have 4 goals on 103 shots, which is just a really low ratio. It's like less than 4% of shots they score on, and for like most teams, they score at least 10% per period. So pretty futile in the second period.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure what the explanation for that might be.
Kind of a fluke. I don't really know why that's there, but it was interesting anyway.
It probably is. But now teams take the ice. They'll switch sides. So BC will skate right to left across your radio dial wearing their home whites, and the visiting Spartans will go left to right in their road green and whites. As we get set to drop the puck here, once again, you're listening to WZBC Newton 90.3 FM. Anthony Iati alongside Chase Schaub and Chris Noyes as BC wins the face-off back. Still on that penalty kill, as we mentioned. Michigan State in the zone. Haig chips it in. Behind the net, it's Casey Fitzgerald for BC. Now McCoshen there to pick it up. He tries to clear it around behind Demko. Kept in by Mason Appleton. Played in front by McCoshen. And he will clear it the length of the ice towards Jake Hildebrand. And Hildebrand will stick it aside. But Chris Callan on the forecheck collects it by himself. The rest of the Eagles change. And now it's picked up by Mackenzie McEachern, the first-line left winger for the Spartans, as he breaks out now cross ice to Appleton into the offensive zone. Trying to set up the power play formation here. Cross to the point. Now back to Travis Walsh. Chipped away by Adam Gilmore. 19:15 to go in the second. Gilmore's played very well defensively tonight. Behind the net, Travis Walsh collects for the Spartans. Looking for an outlet pass. Tipped aside again by Gilmore. Great play by the junior. Zach Osborne, though, picks it up for the Spartans. And now as they throw in Ferentino behind the net, Demko tries to slow it down for Savage, and that puck is going to come out of play all the way up.
Almost a great catch there by a fan.
Yeah, almost for the student section,
goes tumbling over the seats and comes up triumphantly with the puck. So
after spilling some popcorn there.
Someone goes home happy with a souvenir unless he is peer pressured into giving it to a kid.
Which very well might happen if you've seen these games.
Constant threat.
18:54 to go, second period. Face-off will be in front of the Michigan State bench outside their offensive zone. And it's one back to John Drager as he will throw it across ice for Osborne. Shot on net. Saved by Demko. He eats that up and will freeze play. 18:48 to go in the period. 23 seconds remaining on the Michigan State power play.
Osborne's been pretty good as a freshman defender for Michigan State. He has 2 of their 6 power play goals on the year. So he's been a good part of the man advantage.
Face off to Demko's right, one back by BC. Santini tries to clear it but can't. Kept in at the point. Now it's Drager looking for a cross-ice pass. Can't get it. Fitzgerald is there. Broken up by BC, and they clear it out into the Michigan State bench. So this face-off is going to have to come back. But play stops with 18:37 to go. 12 seconds to go on Alex Tuck's penalty, which was tripping at 19:34 of the first period.
Interesting on the face-off there, JT Stenglein kind of slid it full body into the net behind Demko.
So now Michigan State in the offensive zone face-off. Stenglein in the slot, saved by Demko with the blocker. Nice play there by the junior. Behind the net, it's Santini for BC. Chipping it ahead. 4 seconds on the penalty kill. Stenglein keeps it in for Michigan State across the near side board. Now it's Ryan Fitzgerald breaking out. BC's got the man out of the box. It's Tuck. Leaves it for Goudreau, who came on for him. And that puck is left in the zone. BC's got a chance in front. Fitzgerald denied by Hildebrand. The net is going to come off the moorings, and play will be stopped. BC again with a golden opportunity.
And that had to be the biggest opportunity tonight. No one on him. It was just him and the goalie, ready to take a shot, but couldn't get it off.
Looked like BC crashed the net so hard there that they actually slid into Hildebrand, and he knocked the net off. It wasn't intentional.
No.
Yeah, I mean, the only possible explanation on that one, aside from just missing, is this Fitz's weaker side. He was coming at it from the left-hand side, so he wasn't able to use his right, or he's coming from the right, so he couldn't use his strong right hand.
Regardless, 18:13 to go. BC has killed off that Tuck penalty. They'll have a face-off to the right of Jake Hildebrand. And that face-off is won by Michigan State. It's the senior defenseman, John Drager, who's seen a lot of ice time tonight, behind the net. Kept in by BC. Cangelosi there. Chips it in. Callan and Wood going to get it. It's going to be Wood who picks it up. Wood skating, far side boards. Tries to lead it for McCoshen. Can't. It's a 2-on-2. Wood and Doherty back for BC. It's Joe Cox for Michigan State. Leaves it for Ebbing. Shooting one that goes wide. And the puck is played on the near side boards. Kept in by Michigan State. That's Cox dumping it in. Michigan State will get a line change anyway. The third line. Milan, Keller, and Haig are in. BC plays that to center ice. That's Callanan. He blindly throws it to center ice, but picked up by Haig. Not a smart pass there, but Michigan State collecting as Haig skates down the center. BC does get back on defense, and Haig will just flip one right at Demko's chest, and he will stop that puck and freeze it with 17:30 to go in the second period. Still no score, Eagles and Spartans.
Effective penalty kill there earlier for the Eagles.
Face-off is going to come to the right of Demko, who has stopped all 8 shots he has faced tonight. Remember, he's got that 6 shutout in 7-game hot streak going on right now. As Sanford tries to throw it ahead for BC, tipped aside by Carson Gatt. Tuck plays in for the Eagles behind the net. Hildebrand leaves it for his defenseman Holland. Holland chips it up the far side boards, blocked by Tuck. Holland again, Tuck right there, over to Carson Gatt, his defensive pairing. BC battling again. Chipped out for Keller, kept in by the Eagles. Couturier. Now again at the point, it's BC. Battle for it in the middle of the ice in that defensive zone for the Spartans. BC plays it back to the neutral zone. Savage chips it in. Tuck's got it now. He dumps in a backhand, easily turned aside by Hildebrand. Holland behind the net. Again, at the point now, it's Savage. Winds up for a slap shot, fakes it, skates in, shooting one, blocked by Red Holland. Another slap shot for BC, blocked in front by the defenseman. Another opportunity for Tuck. Tries to get into the slot, blocked for the third straight time by Ryan Keller of the Spartans. Breaks his stick, you're right. And Haig will dump in. Michigan State lucky that none of those shots got through to Hildebrand. Tuck had a great shooting look there. But it's Savage now, 16:27 to go, still scoreless. Played in the neutral zone by Connor Wood, but BC able to get it. Chris Brown as the fourth lines battle. Scott Savage up ahead past J.D. Dudek. Savage gets leveled. Hildebrand stops the puck behind the net for Drager. Drager will chip it out to the neutral zone, and it's Justin Homayan skating in for the Spartans. Shot on net goes wide past Demko, and the puck comes out for Travis Walsh.
Ref hurdled the puck there.
Spartans still controlling. That puck is dumped in, and it's Brennan Sanford shot on net. Save with the stick by Demko. He was almost screened by his own man, but instead he'll find it, he'll cover it, and we remain scoreless with 15:57 to go in the second period of play. So a couple of good chances both ways there. We saw both teams rolling four lines as they got out there and battled.
And now a special young fan gets a pizza. I would like a pizza if Baldwin could deliver that.
We'll see if he can get up here. Face-off won by BC. That's Ryan Fitzgerald skating into the offensive zone on the right wing. Shot goes wide. Now it's Doherty at the point, leaves it in, and that puck is going to be deflected up into the netting behind Hildebrand's goal. So play will be stopped. They're checking to see if that puck was deflected or not by Michigan State. If it is, it'll be an offensive zone face-off, but it looks like it was not. So this face-off is going to come out into the neutral zone.
A lot of deflected pucks tonight.
Definitely. We've seen Michigan State clogging the shooting lanes very effectively. 15:46 to go. Neutral zone face-off. Skates in. Shooting one. Blocked by Red Holland. Another slap shot for BC. Blocked in front by the defenseman. Another opportunity for Tuck. Tries to get into the slot. Blocked for the third straight time by Ryan Keller of the Spartans. Breaks his stick. You're right. And Haig will dump in. Michigan State lucky that none of those shots got through to Hildebrand. Tuck had a great shooting look there. But it's Savage now. 16:27 to go. Still scoreless. Played in the neutral zone by Connor Wood, but BC able to get it. Chris Brown as the fourth lines battle. Scott Savage up ahead past J.D. Dudek. Savage gets leveled. Hildebrand stops the puck behind the net for Drager. Drager will chip it out to the neutral zone, and it's Justin Homayan skating in for the Spartans. Shot on net goes wide past Demko, and the puck comes out for Travis Walsh.
Ref hurdled the puck there.
Spartans still controlling. That puck is dumped in, and it's Brennan Sanford shot on net. Save with a stick by Demko. He was almost screened by his own man, but instead he'll find it, he'll cover it, and we remain scoreless with 15:57 to go in the second period of play. So a couple of good chances both ways there. We saw both teams rolling four lines as they got out there and battled.
And now a special young fan gets a pizza. I would like a pizza if Baldwin could deliver that.
We'll see if he can get up here. Face-off won by BC. That's Ryan Fitzgerald skating into the offensive zone on the right wing. Shot goes wide. Now it's Doherty at the point, leaves it in, and that puck is going to be deflected up into the netting behind Hildebrand's goal. So play will be stopped. They're checking to see if that puck was deflected or not by Michigan State. If it is, it'll be an offensive zone face-off, but it looks like it was not. So this face-off is going to come out into the neutral zone.
A lot of deflected pucks tonight.
Definitely. We've seen Michigan State clogging the shooting lanes very effectively. 15:46 to go. Neutral zone face-off. And battle for it there won by Michigan State. Osborne, D-to-D pass back to him now on the give and go. Puck is loose at center ice, picked up by Ryan Fitzgerald. He skates past Joe Cox and gets into the offensive zone. Left wing boards. Fitzgerald battling there. Puck left in front for White, and he scores! Colin White puts the Eagles on the board first. 4.5 minutes into the second period, the Eagles finally get one on the doorstep.
Finally get the deflection that they've been looking for all night in front of the net.
They've been getting the bouncing puck in front of the net all night, and this is one of the guys they want in front, and he was able to chip it home this time.
Excellent positioning there by Colin White, the freshman for the Eagles. He was right there on the doorstep. But really, guys, I want to point to the effort by Ryan Fitzgerald. He was really battling hard for that puck. It was not easy for him to maintain possession, but he did. And they're able to make a centering pass, and White did his job and finished.
I mean, Fitzgerald's got some of the best stick skills out there.
With guys like that, you just got to get the puck in front of the net, and they'll finish and do the rest.
Face off now at center ice, won by Michigan State, and Appleton throws one on net. Demko covers it. As now the students get into the action with their first Civ chant of the night as the Eagles get on the board.
Hildebrand's a senior, though. I don't think he'll be fazed by it. I think some freshman goalies that come here, it's got to get in their head because they've never heard it before.
Right. Defensive zone face-off for BC.
Crowd seems like it filled up a little bit for the second period here.
It has pretty good crowd here tonight at Conte Forum. Santini off face-off, throws one off his own net. A risky play left in front, and Michigan State scores. They answer right back. That is Mackenzie McEachern, the first-line left winger, a St. Louis Blues prospect, and that was a lazy play, guys, by Steve Santini, as that puck was loose right in front of the net, and the Spartans tie it up at 1.
Thatcher had no chance there. He just had a completely open lane.
Never clear the puck in front of your own net. That's like a cardinal sin, especially if you're the defender who just left that spot in front of the net.
Wow, so the goals come 11 seconds apart. The shutout streak is over.
Barely
We're
had
tied at 1.
The goal chance there.
Yeah, they really didn't. But to be clear, that goal was not Demko's fault. The puck was lazily, a lazy clearing attempt by Santini, and McEachern, give him credit for finishing past Demko. Now played into the offensive zone for the Eagles as John Drager's there behind the net. Tuck tries to leave it for Sanford. Couturier at the point for the Eagles. Leaves it for Gilmore. Back to Couturier. Shooting one on net. Blocked. And Keller's got it for the Spartans. Almost a deflection by Tuck there. But now it's Milan bringing it in for Michigan State. BC picks it up. Savage ahead for Sanford. Puck is loose at center ice. Sanford picks it up. 2-on-2 now if the Eagles hurry. Sanford left wing boards, evading Drager. He throws one in front of the net, goes wide through the crease. Michigan State with their own 2-on-2 the other way. Good back check by Tuck, though. Savage plays it into the offensive zone. Gilmore was there, but Travis Walsh got in his way. Good play by the senior. John Drager picks it up. 14:31 to go. We're tied at 1.
You found speed and intensity out there now.
Goal snapped Demko's 220-minute scoreless streak dating back 3 games past this one, so not a bad start for the Eagles' junior goaltender.
Absolutely. As now Michigan State will play it in behind the net, and there is Demko, who throws it across the left wing boards. And now it's Holland with a shot deflected. That's going to go up into the netting. That will stop play.
Behind the net there.
Michigan State's got a little more pep to their step now, and I guess they've proven to themselves that Demko is human and that there are ways to score against this team. And they almost got around when Demko tried to clear the puck around the board. So BC's got to be aware they're a team that has a little bit more momentum now, and they can't be sloppy at all like Santini was on the goal.
I'd say the speed is higher for both Boston College and Michigan State here.
A little more open in the second and feeling each other out.
Absolutely. Face-off won by Michigan State. Shot is knocked down by Demko, loose in front of the net. It's Dudek for BC as he gets to Travis Jake into the offensive zone. Shot on Hildebrand, saved, and now there's a scrum behind the net as play is stopped. And another fight here. 3 separate pairs of Eagles and Spartans going at it. The refs all getting involved trying to break this thing up.
Can't tell who's on the inside there.
Ian McCoshen's not even on the ice for this one.
See, I think that started because a BC player knocked down a Michigan State defender, and he slid into Hildebrand, and he knocked the goalie down. But this will not escalate as some of the fights against Maine did. So 13:53 to go in the second. We're tied at 1.
And it looks like we've got a penalty for the Eagles. That's number 15. I'm blanking on who that is.
J.D. Dudek.
Yeah. I mean, not the worst penalty because he's your 4th-line winger, but we've established that one of 2 weaknesses. The Eagles have trouble scoring on the power play, and they have trouble keeping their guys out of the box. And we've seen penalties again tonight. It's continued from over the weekend against Maine. So
I was going to note, throughout the first and most of the second period, the Eagles have done a good job of keeping the emotions in check. Really, no frivolous penalties that just been kind of coming from play. This has been the first time where both teams have sort of shown some emotion here, which I think comes from the energy of having the added goal.
And officially on those goals, we mentioned Colin White scoring. The assists were by Matthew Goudreau and Ryan Fitzgerald, and then McEachern 11 seconds later, he was unassisted. So that's how we got to 1-1.
Can you give one to Santini?
Yeah, he probably should. Puck loose in front of Demko. Played back to the point, though. That's Walsh. Tipped by White, but it's Ferentino there. BC on the penalty kill. Ferentino across to Appleton, the freshman. Shot blocked by Ryan Fitzgerald. McIkern now.
Movement.
McIkern, near side boards. Leaves it down for Haig. Checked there by BC. That's McCoshen. Appleton, though, at the point. Cross ice pass for Walsh. As Appleton will spin around and keep it himself. Now he gives it to Ferentino. He puts a spin move on Fitzgerald. Played in front of net. McCoshen right there to sweep it away. Walsh now battling with Colin White on the far side boards. As White tries to make a move. Walsh now pinching in as the defenseman. And now it's Haig. Tries to shoot one, but it didn't get much on it. BC able to clear with 13:05 to go in the second. 1:10 on the penalty to J.D. Dudek.
How impressive is it that White, a freshman, is already trusted to the penalty kill?
That's a great point. Michigan State now in the defensive zone breaking out. It's Joe Cox in the neutral zone. Up ahead for Cody Milan. Tipped away by Santini. And Savage behind the net fakes the slap clear. But this time he throws it right to Zach Osborne at the point. So BC not able to get the clear. And it's Ebbing. Now Savage this time does actually slap it. And he does successfully clear it back to Hildebrand. 40 seconds to go on the penalty kill. 12.5 minutes in the period. Behind the net, Zach Osborne holding on for Michigan State. 30 seconds on the power play. Now it's Joe Cox for Ebbing, the center. Ebbing battling with Savage. Santini collects behind the net. Michigan State, though, gets it back. Now it's Ebbing behind the net. Miles Wood on defense there. Played to the point. Osborne takes the slap shot over to Cox. Now Cox skating and shooting. Blocker saved by Demko. Puck loose in front of the net. Battle for it. Santini can't get it out. It's Osborne. Slap shot from him. Saved by Demko. And the key there was that there was not a screen, a clear shot, and if it's right at Demko's chest, he's going to stop it.
Yeah, for a great goalie like that, you got to deceive him. You got to move it around. You got to cloud his vision. Maybe you get his own guys to get in front too, as many bodies as you can, and it'll sneak through. But straight shots, even if they're slap shots from the point, they're easy for a guy like Demko.
11:56 to go in the period. A couple of seconds remaining on the penalty kill. Michigan State wins the face-off. A couple guys get tangled up, McCoshen and Homayan, but BC collects, and they get back to even strength as it's Gilmore bringing it up. He's got Goudreau with him. Tries to leave a drop pass, but Michigan State picks it up instead. Out to center ice, it's Doherty. Takes a hit from Homayan.
He caught it and held on to it.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have...
He was trying to avoid a hit, and so he spun around, and I guess he held it too long.
And that is why play will stop with 11:41 to go in the second. 1-1 at Conte Forum. Back at even strength. Face-off will be on the near side boards, outside Hildebrand's defensive zone. One back by the Spartans. Holland to Gatt, D-to-D. Now it's McIkern, the goal scorer at center ice, but stolen by Goudreau. And stolen back by Michigan State. Now it's McCoshen taking it to center ice. Played in by Holland. Demko behind the net. Lets it go. Ferentino there. Picks it up in front of Fitzgerald. Plays one to the point. Now chipped back in for Ferentino. Gilmore's got it, though. Chips it off the boards. And a hit at center ice is going to stop play here. It looks like we'll have a penalty coming up against Michigan State, I believe. That's going to be number 18, Carson Gatt, a sophomore defenseman from Farmington Hills, Michigan.
The intensity and physicality of this game has gone up significantly since those first two goals.
It's like a trait of BC's hockey games so far this year. They've been bringing speed, and along with their defense comes physicality, and it spills over into some aggressiveness by the end of most games.
Eagles power play is on. 11:13 to go in the second, looking to retake the lead. They had it for only 11 seconds a couple of minutes ago. And now it's Casey Fitzgerald at the point, throwing one on net that goes just wide. Wood there to get it behind the net as he will battle with Travis Walsh. Up to the point, it's Savage. Savage skates to the center, now leaves it for Wood on the far side. Tries to get it across to Fitzgerald, and they finally do after a little delay. Fitzgerald plays it down for Colin White. White, the BC goal scorer, holding, looking for a man. Dumps it behind, but Cangelosi wasn't ready for it. Now Wood up to the point. Savage, back to Wood, far side boards. Now it's Savage again. Slap shot on, goes wide, And BC able to retain possession, though. Across to Savage. He's got a shooting lane, saved by Hildebrand. Puck cleared by Michigan State. They got a player without a stick. It's Drager, so Holland comes on in place of him. That's the only change made. But BC here will have to dump in and is guilty of an icing. Casey Fitzgerald dumping it in, looking for a pass, but the puck went too far. So 1:05 left on the power play. Puck will come all the way down towards Demko.
BC getting some great power play opportunities this whole game. There was another example of a good one. Puck out in front, loose. No one could do anything with it.
So now 10:17 to play, second period. 1-1. Again, you're listening to WZBC Newton, 90.3 FM. The number 2 Eagles and Michigan State, who enters tonight at 4-3-1. And they've not played a conference game yet in the Big Ten, so this is an out-of-conference game for both these teams. The Eagles atop Hockey East right now, right there with Providence. And BC wins this face-off. Fitzgerald leaves a drop pass, now up ahead to Wood. He skates into the offensive zone, left wing boards, dips the shoulder, tries to center it, blocked away by Osborne. Behind the net, battling it's Holland. Wood is there as well. Now Wood skating, spinning. BC on the attack now, setting up the power play. Thrown across for Fitzgerald, but tipped away by Holland, and Michigan State gets it out to center right. That's McEachern going one-on-one now. Shot saved by Demko. He has to hold, so a smart play by McEachern just to get a shot on net and to get a stoppage for this penalty kill to reset.
McEachern just took a little cheap shot at Tuck there, slapped him in the back with his stick as he slid by. I guess he wasn't. It all comes back to who's number 2?
Osborne, or for BC or
yeah,
State?
for BC.
Savage.
Okay, yeah, Savage hit McEachern on the way past the goal, so he took it out on Tuck.
Now it's Doherty off the faceoff behind the net. 26 seconds to go on the Eagles power play. Doherty for Ryan Fitzgerald. He dumps in, chased by McCoshen and Tuck. Tuck is the one who picks it up on the far side boards now, battling with it. Leaves it for Sanford to McCoshen, who keeps it in with his skate. Nice play. But this time he fans on the pass, and here comes Michigan State the other way. But a great back check by Ryan Fitzgerald as BC now will head the other way 3-on-2 into the offensive zone. Fitzgerald throws one through the crease. BC still on the attack. Penalty time is up. We're at even strength. Doherty leads it in. He's got a man there in the corner. Now BC trying to set up 5-on-5, but that pass to the point goes past Doherty, right in between him and McCoshen. Michigan State gets a much-needed line change. Looks like Fitzgerald wanted one too, but the pass came to him. Now here comes Tuck into the offensive zone. Turned aside by Justin Homayan before he could get a shot away. Now it's Brennan Sanford for Michigan State, the freshman on the 4th line. Going against Santini. Santini will let him go into the corner and now hit him there in front of the Geico sign by the student section. Battle in the corner. No one can come away with it. 8:35 to go in the second. It's Homayan on the far side boards, looking for a centering try that goes through the crease in front of Demko.
Dangerous pass.
Holland now to the near side boards. It's Homayan. BC gets a couple of guys there with the stick on it, kicked away by Demko. That puck trickled right to him. Homayan now throws it off the side of the cage. Now it's Connor Wood behind the net for the Spartans. BC really playing some strong pressure on defense. Now it's Wood on the backhand shot. Tipped by Sanford, but Demko turned it aside. Now another shot, this time on a sharp angle, gets to Demko, save. Now it's Wood, another backhand, and it's gloved by Demko, and he will hold.
Michigan State putting on some very intense offensive pressure there. Lots of pucks.
Real flurry of activity, and they're getting it in front of the net. They're getting bodies in front of Demko now, and he can't see the puck, and they keep bouncing around the crease. And that's how you have to beat Demko.
Absolutely. Yeah, a couple of pucks there trickled to him that I'm not sure he was expecting. So while I think he has played well, we've seen a couple of minor lapses from the BC defensemen, which we haven't seen a whole lot of. I mean, with the shutout streak of Demko, you do also have to give credit to the defensemen. They haven't really gotten maybe all the credit they deserve. But here, the Santini misplay led directly to the Spartan goal. But with 8:03 to go in the second, we'll come out of this timeout in a moment with a face-off to the left of Thatcher Demko. As the crowd applauds tonight's Wounded Warrior of the game. Part of the Wounded Warrior project that you see at every major BC sporting event. They honor a veteran from the military. So again, 1-1 your score. The goals about 7 minutes ago. Colin White for BC, followed 11 seconds later by Mackenzie McEachern. That was his 5th goal of the season, and it ties in for the team lead with JT Stenglein.
Yeah, Stenglein, McEachern, and then Ferrantino are the real 3 upper-class leaders for Michigan State, and they've all played well tonight.
And 2 of them are out there now, Ferrantino and McEachern, the first line for Michigan State to take the face-off. BC counters with Colin White, Casey Fitzgerald, Ian McCoshen, Matthew Goudreau, and Ryan Fitzgerald, it appears. Face-off won by Michigan State in the offensive zone. It's McEachern behind the net looking to center it. Played off Demko. Save. Osborne keeps it in at the point. Now it's Appleton, the right wing, but intercepted by Fitzgerald. For BC, he plays it ahead into the neutral zone. Here come the Eagles. That pass is blocked by McEachern, and it deflects into the bench. So play will be stopped here as the crowd gets going. It looks like two little kids might be fighting over that puck. Is that what it is?
I didn't see anything on the ice, so.
Yeah.
On the bright side, no one is pressured into giving it to the kid. They have to give it to each other.
Right.
So, small positive.
Lights on and off the ice tonight.
Yeah. 7:45 to go, second period at Conte. 1-1. BC locked up with Michigan State as the home team wins the faceoff. Played across to Fitzgerald, slap shot, blocked in front by Travis Walsh. Now Ferrantino will go to get it. Tries to get it out, but can't. Now behind the net, it's Walsh again, battling with Colin White. Now it's White who picks it up, tries to go to the backhand, but sweeps it through the crease. BC maintains possession. It's Goudreau. He takes a hit from Osborne. Shot on goal by BC. Saved by Hildebrand with the glove. And the puck comes loose, but I believe the whistle was blown before that puck came out.
Oh, and outside, Appleton grabbed off the glove of Casey Fitzgerald, holding his arm there.
Yeah, the pace is picked up here, and so is the physicality. So
this is what the fans love, though. Crowd's more into it than they have been.
The fans, the players, they're all getting more into the game now after an initial feeling out. Really, really the exciting part of the game is still to come.
All 10 skaters will change now. 7:21 to go in the second. Face-off won by BC in the offensive zone. Shot goes wide past Hildebrand. Collected by Joe Cox. Plays it out for his man Ebbing, the center. Ebbing skating into the slot, but that shot goes up and over the net, deflected. Another little scrum behind the net.
And he goes right to give it to a kid. And they come running over to take the puck from him.
Santini with a little bit of a quick jab there right after the play ended, but that didn't escalate either.
Santini's been a little on edge in this period. He's been hitting guys after the whistle, hitting them low with the stick. Maybe, I don't know, he might be angry at himself for the turnover right in front of the goal that let McEachern score, but he's got to get in the right frame of mind here.
Especially starting to even out the shots here up to 18-23.
No penalty called on the little minor skirmish, so the faceoff will be in the defensive zone for BC. 7:08 to go in the second period. Santini will go to get this behind his own net. Played up to center ice, but Michigan State intercepts. That's Cody Milan, but it's played back to center ice by Callanan. Red Holland now in the defensive zone for Michigan State on the back check. Now it's played loose in front for Milan in the slot, but this play will be whistled dead for an offsides. So 6:51 to go, but almost a great chance there for the Spartans.
Another one where no one was between the shooter and the net. And it's happened a few times here for the Eagles. Most of the time, Demko can stop that, but no, you're playing with fire if you leave lanes open for guys to just blow right through.
So face-off in the neutral zone. One back to the Eagles. Now it's Joe Cox still kicking the entry pass aside. Michigan State collects. John Drager playing it ahead. Tipped right to Gilmore. So the Eagles come in 3-on-3. Gilmore dips his shoulder, shooting one that goes high over the net. And the other way now comes Cox. He finds Ebbing. Poked in. That's Stenglein. Battling with Josh Couturier. Couturier takes a tumble as he was physically checked there by Stenglein. But BC the other way. It's Tuck in front of his own bench. Now into the offensive zone. Throwing one through the crease past Hildebrand. Now Cox again for Stenglein. Second line on for Michigan State. Now again Stenglein pushes over Couturier. Shot on goal. Saved by Demko with the left pad. As BC will clear it to center ice. Cox again now, skating in. He's got Sanford with him, leaves it for Sanford. Now this puck is shot wide behind the net. Sanford battling with Scott Savage. Savage pins the freshman against the boards, but Sanford maintains possession. Now it's Holmeyen, taken away by Chris Brown for BC, another freshman.
About the last 2 or 3 minutes, it looks like Michigan's been on a power play.
5:42 to go. Michigan State collects in front of their own goal. That's Carson Gatt, skating to center ice. Fitzgerald battling with Holmeyen. BC needing a line change, it looks like, with the forwards as this pass is thrown in front. Saved by Demko. He sweeps it into the corner. Connor Wood there going to get it, but he takes a hit from an Eagle defenseman. And Dudek will play it out to center ice. Travis Jake chasing it down for BC. He finds it in the corner, but he's got Carson Gap there battling with him. Played across to Homayan. Up ahead, neutral zone. Picked up by Ferentino. He takes a nice hit from McCoshen. Well executed there, but McEachern keeps it in play in the offensive zone. Another hit now as both an Eagle and a Spartan go down. Another hit in the corner. Yet another one as BC finally comes up with this loose puck. They're trying to get it out of the zone, and they will. Played ahead to Colin White, going one-on-one. Shooting one, and he scores! Colin White on the backhand. An incredible goal, top shelf, top right corner. Eagles lead 2-1.
Looked like it was going to get away from him there. Really a great job of pulling it up right as he's about to pass the
He barely had control of it, and he just flicked it with the backhand up over the far shoulder of Hildebrand. An incredible goal.
Boy, is this kid something or what?
Wow.
He's now the team leader in goals. He just passed Fitzgerald. He's got 14 points. He's been a revelation. I mean, him and Wood, the two of them, bright futures ahead for these kids.
I mean, right before that, too, it seemed like everyone was stuck to the boards that whole time. The physicality has gone up even higher.
Yeah, White uses breakout speed to get out of there and go one-on-one and win the battle. 4:39 to go, second period. Behind the net, Hildebrand leaves it for Drager. Played across to Travis Walsh. He will find William Haig coming in against Doherty. Haig shooting, tipped aside by Doherty. Now it's Milan. Angelosi tries to tip it away. Still in the defensive zone for the Eagles. Shot on goal is saved by Demko, but he can't get the rebound. But this time he will fall on it right as Cody Milan was trying to poke that into the net. And a couple of guys scrumming behind the net now.
It's a powerful chance that's delivered down there.
Teddy Dougherty in a scrum down there. Possibly not the best thing to do with your separated shoulder.
Good point.
But it's good to see the captain getting in defense of his teammates.
Definitely. Sixth goal of the year for White, as Chris mentioned, comes at 4:48. Excuse me, with 4:48 to go in the second period of play. And Doherty is going to go off for a penalty here. So you're right, Chris. Not the best idea. Not because of the injury, but because now BC will be shorthanded for 2 minutes.
And they're down one of their better defensemen on the penalty kill, too.
That's a good point. 4:18 to go.
Momentum swing is here in the second. I think BC's got to find their rhythm they had from the first period. Even though they weren't scoring, they got to slow it down a little bit and be a little more controlled because it's getting out of hand.
Face-off in front of Demko is won by BC, and they clear it all the way down. A good start to the PK. Hildebrand collects. Travis Jake getting the assist, I believe, on that goal as it's announced. And Michigan State having trouble getting out of the defensive zone on the power play as Savage will dump it in. Now Gilmore on the forecheck, hitting Michael Ferentino. Michigan State still behind their own net. Now Ferentino breaking out to center ice. Steve Santini directing traffic on the PK. Ryan Keller controls for the Spartans on the near side boards. And now it's Mason Appleton. He dumps it in behind Demko's net. 3:38 to go, second period. Santini shoves a man down. Puck goes into the corner. Battle for it. It's Savage with Haig. Now comes across to the other corner. Ferentino is hit by Zach Sanford, but it's Travis Walsh controlling at the point. Across to Appleton. Takes the slap shot, tries to center it. Goes past Haig into the corner. Ferentino pokes it over to Walsh at the blue line. Now it's Ferentino on the far side board. Santini pokes it away momentarily. Kept in by Michigan State. Across to Appleton again at the point. This time he does shoot. Saved in front by Demko.
Savage doing a good job of getting the shooting lane.
BC tries to clear, but again cannot. Kept in by Walsh. Appleton again. The one-timer attempt by Ferentino. He stands on it. Santini tries to clear. Great play by Ferentino to keep it in. 2:56 to go in the second period. BC clears at the length of the ice. And now we have about 30 seconds to go on that penalty. Joe Cox leaves it for Travis Walsh in the defensive zone for the Spartans as they try to break out here and get one last rush going on the power play. Milan plays it in, chased by Santini. He will collect. He leaves it for Chris Callinan, who tries to clear but cannot. But Fitzgerald now gets possession and dumps it down. Picked up by Michigan State. That's Zach Osborne. Plays at the center ice. A nice pass to Haig. Haig finds Cox. But that puck is knocked out of the zone by Callinan. Penalty time is up. Doherty out of the box. Chris Callinan doing a good job defensively on Joe Cox as the puck is still at center ice. And we will have a stoppage in play here with 2:11 to go in the second. I believe that puck was tipped up into the bench.
Very effective penalty kill there for the Eagles.
And Michigan State got some good looks. They fed the puck right in front of the net a few times some nice feeds from Appleton. So
Eagles did a good job of clogging the lanes.
Yeah, good stick work, deflect the puck. Pretty good kill.
Face-off will come in front of Demko. Ryan Fitzgerald taking it for BC against Connor Wood for Michigan State. Wood wins it to Holland. And Holland tries to shoot, but it's deflected by Ryan Fitzgerald. Kept in, though. It's Holland at the point. Throwing one on net. Saved by Demko after a deflection. Behind the net, McCoshin for Casey Fitzgerald on a D-to-D pass. Played out ahead to Fitzgerald. He's into the offensive zone. BC may have a 2-on-1. Fitzgerald spin move. Centering try is denied as Michigan State clears it out, but a good effort to get the puck to White.
Oh, White could have gone for the hat trick there.
But it's Michigan State instead behind the net. We're under 2 minutes now. Again, a centering try by White was deflected. Matthew Goudreau for BC, kept in by Josh Couturier, but he will throw that straight up into the netting behind the net.
It's a nice move by Fitzgerald there, trying to set up an opportunity. I thought Fitzgerald was going to take the shot himself.
I almost wondered, do you guys think maybe he got a little too fancy there? They had a 2-on-1. I'm not sure he needed to spin.
Given his stick skills, I think I would have shot it if I was him.
He also wasn't really looking when he passed. He kind of spun it and backhanded it towards the general area of the goal, the kind of blind pass, flinging it front.
Right.
So offensive zone face-off for BC, 1:34 to go in the second period. Zach Sanford checking Travis Walsh. Puck played ahead by Michigan State, though. A nice hit at center ice by BC, but it's Cox into the offensive zone for Michigan State. Centering try, knocked down by Drager, but into the corner. And again, we're going to have another whistle here. This time, I believe a penalty will be coming up, although no official word yet. 1:21 to go, second period. Eagles lead 2-1. I may be wrong. It looks like no penalty called there.
Just a stoppage.
It may have been played by a hand pass because the faceoff comes out of the zone into the neutral zone. But Michigan State wins the faceoff and they control at center ice. Walsh back skating into his own zone to Drager, but that puck goes by him. Chris Brown forechecking. Sanford picks it up, throwing one on net, deflected, doesn't make it there. Joe Cox for the Spartans to center ice. Breaks into the offensive zone, stops, throws one in front, hit by Savage, a nice play. But it's Ebbing to Gatt. Gatt's a Holland shot is deflected. Now Drager collects for Michigan State. Santini checks in there. Stanford's got it, a minute to go. And it's Alex Tuck into the offensive zone for BC. He gets tangled up with Joe Cox. Carson Gatt and Tuck battling in the corner. 40 seconds now. Still loose puck. Puck comes out to Cox. Across ice to John Drager. Looking ahead, he will just dump in. This could be an icing call as BC will win the race on the hybrid icing. So with 27.5 seconds to play in the second, the faceoff comes back down in front of Jake Hildebrand, and the Eagles have a chance to extend their lead.
Wood back out on the ice. Looking for a scoring opportunity here.
He's played with a lot of intensity tonight. There's no question about that.
They don't have a lot of time left, so look for them to try to win the face-off and get it up top for a quick shot.
It's like a timeout called by Michigan.
Yeah, you're right. Timeout Michigan State.
Want to plan their defense so they don't fall behind by 2 heading into the third.
Kind of an unusual time to see a timeout, though. You usually see it in the third period, yeah. That is one thing I like about hockey, though. They only have one timeout. It's not like basketball where there's a timeout every 10 seconds.
Right. There's also the dreaded coach calls timeout, and 30 seconds later there's the 4-minute media timeout.
Yeah,
right.
Which I think they're changing this year. But, yeah, hockey is pretty free-flowing. I really like it. It's really easy to get into. The action just coast to coast, endless.
Yeah, I think this sort of underscores here how important it is that Michigan State get a save here, doesn't go down by 2 coming the next period intermission, and really shift the momentum.
Yeah, a goal right in the last minute of a period can really change the entire feel of a game. It's one of the worst times to give up a goal.
On the flip side, who do you think BC will try to get the puck to if they win the faceoff? You think Miles Wood?
I think Miles Wood will probably camp out in front of the net again, looking to put it in.
Cangelosi out there with Callan and Wood, the forwards. Wood lines up at the top of the circle, an interesting formation. Michigan State heavily guarding their net ahead of this faceoff.
Looks like they're trying to set up a play if they get the puck back for a shot.
So Cangelosi certainly has a job to win this faceoff, and he does, but Michigan State actually comes up with it. It's Ebbing, but Fitzgerald there to poke it out. Loose puck at center ice. Cangelosi dumps it in. 20 seconds now. behind the net. John Drager goes to get it. Plays it behind the net for Walsh. Cangelosi there, though. 12 seconds. Puck is loose in the defensive zone for Michigan State, but they clear it out to center ice. It's McCoshin. 7 seconds now. Ferrantino was tripped up by Cangelosi. No call. Woods got it to Cangelosi. 1 second now. He shoots. Glove by Hildebrand as time expires on the period. So BC does get a shot on goal, but not a great look. Hildebrand with an easy save with the glove. And as we end the second, the Eagles lead Michigan State 2-1.
There's an interesting no call there at the end. Looks like it might have been a bit of a trip.
Yeah, that was, I don't know, it was real iffy on the, he was kind of just like pulled them down by the skates. You usually see that a lot.
That was a questionable call. So I think after 2 periods there, the intensity of the game definitely altered a lot. Eagles have a lot of momentum here. The speed has picked up. The intensity and the physicality of this game, I think it's changed dramatically from the first period.
Yeah, and with the depth the Eagles have, the third period is where they can really separate. They have a lot of guys, a lot of speed, and they can all do things with the puck. They have 7 or 8 guys with 3 or more goals, balanced team. This is where the depth really shows against a team like Michigan State, whose top guys are probably very tired of chasing them by now.
Yeah, and I think you'll be able to look in the third period to look for a lot of speed from Michigan coming off the bench, hoping to try and tie it up early on, to shift that momentum back and really try and keep BC from pulling away.
Absolutely. So it's certainly been a fun game here. We're 2/3 of the way through. Again, Eagles lead Michigan State 2-1. We saw 3 goals in that period. But for now, we will send it back for the second intermission report. Back to Blake Freitas in the studio. Thanks, Blake.
Thanks, guys. After 2 periods, we have Boston College 2, Michigan State 1. BC has their 2 goals on 25 shot attempts, with Michigan State having their 1 on 22 shot attempts. BC has 4 penalties to Michigan State's 3. BC's won 34 of the face-offs to Michigan State's 20 wins. BC's blocked 8 Michigan State shots, while Michigan State has blocked 7 Boston College shots. There have been 8 penalty minutes for the Eagles, 6 for the Spartans. And as I said before, BC 2, Michigan State 1. There's going to be a little music during the halftime intermission, and then we'll send it back out to Kelly Rink. Now to Kelly Rink.
Okay, thank you, Blake. So we're back here at Kelly Rink inside Conte Forum. Team's about to take the ice for the third period of play. Current score, Eagles 2, Spartans 1. Eagles trying to keep pace here with their number 2 ranking in the country. But as we head into the third period, guys, what are you looking for in terms of both ends of the ice, the offenses of both teams? Michigan State trying to get the equalizer, BC trying to get an insurance goal.
Well, I mean, despite the 2 goals the Eagles had in the last period, overall I think they played worse than the first period. The puck spent a lot of time in the BC zone. A lot of shots got at Thatcher. So I think BC is going to need to work more on their defense there. And instead, you know, they got lucky on some of those opportunities. So I think they're just going to have to be careful about that and play a little better this period.
Yeah, first period they had tempo controlled. They had the puck controlled. They didn't score, but it was better than the second. And for Michigan State, another obscure fact, they had 13 goals on 73 shots in the third period on the season, which is almost a 20% rate. So I don't know if that's more statistical noise, but it seems like they score well in the third period. So we'll see if that holds true here.
We will. The last game Michigan State played was against New Hampshire, which is another Hockey East opponent. And Michigan State won it on a game winner from Brennan Sanford, who is one of their fourth-line freshmen out of East Lansing, Michigan. So he's a hometown kid for the Spartans. So we'll see if they have a little more magic in them. They got that goal late in the third to beat UNH.
Yeah, both teams have gotten a winner from someone far down the depth chart. The Eagles had the winner against Denver by Matty Gaudreau.
Excellent point. Third period is underway. BC wins the face-off. They will skate left to right across your radio dial. We thank you for joining us on WZBC Newton 90.3 FM as BC will clear that puck in and get whistled for icing.
Yeah, just to underscore my point, I mean, in the second period, Michigan had 16 to 8 shots, so doubling what BC had on shots there. And, you know, they're expecting Thatcher to do a lot, and he's fortunately able to be up to that challenge, but they can't put it all on him. They're going to need some more defense.
Yeah, with a great goalie, you can do sort of like the basketball equivalent of a fast break style, but sometimes it's too taxing and gives up open looks.
Face-off, won by BC. McCoshen plays it in the corner in the defensive zone. 20 seconds into the third period, 2-1 BC. Now Fitzgerald, D to D, back to McCoshen. Skates to the top of the circle. Now to the blue line. Back to Fitzgerald across the red line. Fitzgerald does a nice deke. Skates in, shooting from the circle. Kick save by Hildebrand off the pad. Now it's Wood leaving it in. Back to Hildebrand. He gets it on net. And the senior has to just cover up So a nice play by BC to throw that puck on net and get a stoppage 39 seconds into the third period. Hildebrand wise to just cover that up and reset.
Yeah, that's part of controlling the tempo, not being afraid to stop the puck every once in a while.
BC wins the faceoff in the offensive zone, but Michigan State picks the pocket of Ryan Fitzgerald. Now it's Drager up ahead to McIker and tries to center it, taken away by Matty Gaudreau. BC tags up on the offsides, and Colin White chases it, looking for the hat trick. He tries to center one, kicked back to him by Gaudreau. Now it's White again, plays it for Gaudreau behind the net. Gaudreau tries to throw it in front, but it goes through the crease. Now winding up for the slap shot is Santini, but then he fanned on it, and Michigan State takes it the other way. Appleton crosses the red line, throws it in on Demko, fields it on a bounce, leaves it for Doherty. Doherty throws it all the way down, looking for Fitzgerald, who I don't think saw that puck coming because it goes down past him for an icing.
That might have been a good pass if Fitz was looking for it, because he had a lot of room to go in down the far wing. But I don't think he expected Doherty to feed him, that far down the ice.
Yeah, he had a lot of room to work with if he had been able to corral it, but instead, 18:44 to go, face off to the left of Thatcher Demko. Won by Michigan State, back to the point, it's Osborne. Takes the shot now, he throws one on net, but it's stopped by Colin White before it gets there. Now it's Gaudreau, all the way across the ice in front of the Michigan State bench for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald gets in all alone, and he scores! Ryan Fitzgerald from Matthew Gaudreau, and the Eagles extend the lead. It's 3-1.
I've been waiting for a Fitzgerald breakaway goal all night. It's very typical of BC to see that. And then finally Fitzgerald gets the opportunity.
Fancy stick work. He had it on the near wing, pulled it in front of the goalie, and slid around to the far side of the net before he put it into a wide open net that Hildebrand had sold out on.
How about that pass from Gaudreau?
He's been real creative tonight. He had an angle one off the boards earlier to Fitz, and now he sent it across the ice and off the glass. It was very nice passing from Matty Gaudreau.
Great lead and a great shot by Fitzgerald.
So a minute and a half into the third, BC gets that insurance goal that we talked about, and they lead 3-1 as Stanford brings it into the offensive zone. BC attacking again, tries to play in front for Tuck just out of his reach into the corner. Now Tuck collects it anyway, battling with Cody Milan and Travis Walsh. In the corner, it's Milan. Now played to Zach Stanford, shot by Gilmore, goes wide to the left of Hildebrand. Now it's played up center ice by the Spartans. Couturier trying to get it there, tied up with Stenglein. Played over to Thomas Ebbing, who skates with it in the offensive zone, top of the circle for Milan. Poked aside by Savage. BC trying to get it out, and a hit there by Michigan State to keep it in, but this time it goes to Couturier. He skates to the neutral zone. Looks like a delayed penalty coming up as Demko leaves the cage. And the puck comes across to Hildebrand, and as soon as he touches it, we will have a BC power play with 17:44 to go here in the third period,
Yeah, exactly what Michigan State didn't want there. Boston College comes out fast, gets the goal. Now they're going to have the power play. It's going to make Michigan State have to wait a little longer to try and get some pressure on the net. And BC hopefully can come away with one here.
Michigan State's one of the least penalized teams in the country. They only have one player on the team with over 10 penalty minutes on the season. For comparison, BC has 5 players with more than 20 penalty minutes. So they got to capitalize on this chance here. Michigan State doesn't end up in the box often.
That goal by Fitzgerald was officially credited as unassisted, I believe. I think the puck was actually tipped by a defender, so they didn't give Gaudreau an assist, but really a great pass, even if it doesn't show up in the box score. But now Casey Fitzgerald at the point spins, leaves it for Cangelosi. Pass down to the bottom of the circle. Shot goes wide. Savage collects at the point, but he throws one across to Fitzgerald out of the zone, so BC has to get out and avoid an offsides. Cangelosi at center ice for Miles Wood. Top of the circle, tries to center it. Broken up by Michigan State. Travis Walsh kicks it out, and it's Joe Cox now who will just try to clear it, but Casey Fitzgerald deflects it. So BC has it, 1:26 to go on their power play. Fitzgerald, the freshman defenseman, carries in, spins, past Drager. Resets
His brother
down.
must have taught him that one.
Goes to the point. Savage tries to play it on the centering try. Goes to the corner. Wood is there. Back to the point. Fitzgerald to Wood. Pressure by Joe Cox. Wood again now to the bottom of the circle. Leaves it for a teammate. Throw it all the way across to Savage. Shot on goal. Blocker aside by Hildebrand. Loose in front in the slot. Shot is saved. Colin White attempting his third of the game, but Hildebrand was ready for him.
He couldn't really find the puck. He was kind of like hunched over on himself, trying to squeeze every part of his chest to make sure it didn't pop out.
Wood's still camping out in front of the net there, looking to push it in.
16:42 to play in regulation time. Eagles lead 3-1 here on WZBC Newton 90.3 FM. Ryan Fitzgerald taking the face-off, wins it back to Doherty. McCoshen on the one-timer goes wide, and it's picked up by Carson Gatt. He plays it off the boards and all the way down to Demko. Actually, Doherty picks it up in front of the bench. Puck may have hit the referee there. McCoshen now behind his own net, skating out. Still 43 seconds on the power play. Cross-ice pass to Sanford. He skates in. Nice play by Zach Osborne to slow him down. Carson Gatt chips it back, but Tuck is there for BC in the offensive zone. Now McCoshen at the point. Doherty wants it back, but McCoshen sends it to the bottom of the circle. Centering try for Tuck goes wide. Puck behind the net. Tuck is there to the far side boards. It's Fitzgerald now. Plays it down to Tuck again. Poked aside with the stick by Hildebrand. Mason Appleton clears it all the way down. This one to Demko. 15:57 to go in regulation time. Demko leaves it for the senior captain, Teddy Doherty, as he will break out. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Doherty will dump it in, and it's going to go up into the netting with 2 seconds left on the penalty, so he will not emerge from the box yet. And this face-off will be at center ice, at least in the neutral zone, I should say.
Good kill by Michigan State. They're a top 10 penalty kill in the country, 8th. So they do well in the limited times they're out there with a man down.
And they've now killed this one as they get Keller out of the box, and immediately he takes a pass. He's going up against Couturier, 1-on-2. Santini also there. Couturier slows him down, but Keller throws it in front. Demko had to knock that aside. Now Walsh plays it down to the bottom of the circle for Milan. Shot on goal into the chest of Demko, and he will hold on and wisely frees the puck with 15:28 to go. So in a little unexpected pressure there by the Spartans, you saw Ryan Keller jump out of the box and immediately take a nice feed, but luckily Santini and Couturier got back.
Yeah, nice attempt to put some pressure on there.
Now Keller loses the face-off to Gilmore as Santini plays it back, but the puck is kept in by Michigan State on the clearing attempt. Santini will play it in the middle of the circle, off the boards, out to neutral zone. Goudreau leaves it for Calnan. The Chicago Blackhawks prospect takes it in, going up against Holland, number 11 against number 11. He leaves it behind the net. Gilmore then lining up a hit, but instead he's the one who takes the shot against the boards by Carson Gatt. Now it's Cody Milan who emerges with it, the third-line center. For Gatt in the corner, cross ice to William Hague, and he will put a spin move on Matthew Goudreau and get out to center ice. Now Couturier goes butt first into the boards, and Michigan State's got an attempt here, a collision in the slot. BC now going the other way, but puck eludes the grasp of Chris Brown. Holland goes back to get it. A little bit of chaos here, as Michigan State is the one who collects it. It's Osborne to center ice. Sanford will dump it in behind Demko. Battle for it there. Michigan State is the one who comes away with it. That was Sanford. But Chris Brown there for BC, the grinders of the fourth line. Nice shot block by J.D. Dudek. He's skating after it, but he's beaten there by Osborne. And Osborne will control it all by himself. Now throw it out to center ice. Homayan plays it across the blue line. BC intercepts. That was Brown. Puck played off the boards by BC into the neutral zone. Zach Osborne goes back to get it. 14:06 to go. Third period. 3-1 Eagles. Now it's Walsh to center ice, tipped away by Cangelosi. Travis Jake will collect now. 2-on-3 for the Eagles. Shot goes wide, past Hildebrand.
Jake making sure he's not missing any hits out there either.
Sanford plays it in for the Spartans. Demko comes way out to get it. And he's hit by Homayan. There's going to be a penalty coming up, a delayed one. BC controls the puck now. As Demko, this is going to be goalie interference when play stops. BC controls them in their defensive zone. 6 skaters on for the Eagles now, as it's McCoshen still in the defensive zone. Now to Cangelosi. McCoshen across the red line. And Fitzgerald dumps in. Colin White is there behind the net. Centering try. A great effort by McCoshen, but he was not able to put that on net. Michigan State finally touches up. That was Ferentino. And with 13:23 to go, the Eagles go back on the power play.
Thatcher was full on hit there behind the net. Looks like he sliced his arm there.
If you can't score on him, maybe you put him into the board. I don't know. And going back to the earlier play by Couturier, am I saying that right?
Couturier.
Couturier. Wow. All right, that's way off. Couturier, I don't know what he was doing. He wasn't looking at the guy he was trying to hit. He tried to back check him, and he went tumbling into the boards and didn't even come close to hitting him.
Yeah, he literally just twerked into his own bench. Face-off is won in front of the Michigan State goal by the Spartans.
I wonder if he lost an odd.
Yeah, maybe. Joe Cox plays it to center ice. Casey Fitzgerald is there for BC. He dumps it behind him wisely to Savage. 1:46 to go on the power play for the Eagles. Now it's Colin White across to Austin Cangelosi. He dumps in. White chasing, but Thomas Ebbing is there. Behind the net, Cangelosi plays it up the boards. Fitzgerald at the point. Waiting. Now he finds Cangelosi again. Austin plays it down back to Fitzgerald, but that pass was too quick for him by Colin White. And the freshmen cannot connect with each other.
He does everything fast.
He certainly does. Fitzgerald behind the net. 12:40 to go in regulation. 1:16 on the power play for BC. Nice drop pass for Ryan Fitzgerald. Now he leads it for Stanford. Shot is saved. Rebound goes just wide. Fitzgerald behind the net. BC looking to get some pressure on Hildebrand now, but Michigan State, it's Holland in the corner. Tries to clear it. Knocked down by Zach Sanford. Puck comes out into the neutral zone.
Both Fitzgeralds on the ice now.
That's right. The brothers are out there together, the Massachusetts natives. As BC will just dump it in now. Second half of the power play. As this puck is wound around by Michigan State, but they can't clear. It's Red Holland, the sophomore defenseman behind the net. Throws it all the way down to the other end. So now they get to clear. 35 seconds to go on the Michigan State penalty. 11:55.
Oh, Tuck is down and he's in pain. He's grabbing his wrist. He's writhing on the ice.
You're right. Scary moment here for BC. He's skating off under his own power, but he's clearly in a lot of pain. He can't even hold his stick, so he leaves it behind.
It's like his hand, maybe.
Yeah. Hand, wrist.
Right. Something on his right arm there.
1:46 to go on the power play for the Eagles. Now it's Colin White across to Austin Cangelosi. He dumps in. White chasing, but Thomas Ebbing is there. Behind the net, Cangelosi plays it up the boards. Fitzgerald at the point. Waiting. Now he finds Cangelosi again. Austin plays it down back to Fitzgerald, but that pass was too quick for him by Colin White. And the freshmen cannot connect with each other.
He does everything fast.
Certainly does. Fitzgerald behind the net. 12:40 to go in regulation. 1:16 on the power play for BC. Nice drop pass for Ryan Fitzgerald. Now he leads it for Stanford. Shot is saved. Rebound goes just wide. Fitzgerald behind the net. BC looking to get some pressure on Hildebrand now, but Michigan State, it's Holland in the corner. Tries to clear it. Knocked down by Zach Sanford. Puck comes out into the neutral zone.
Both Fitzgeralds on the ice now.
That's right. The brothers are out there together, the Massachusetts natives. As BC will just dump it in now. Second half of the power play. As this puck is wound around by Michigan State, but they can't clear. It's Red Holland, the sophomore defenseman behind the net. Throws it all the way down to the other end. So now they get to clear. 35 seconds to go on the Michigan State penalty. 11:55.
Oh, Tuck is down and he's in pain. He's grabbing his wrist. He's writhing on the ice.
You're right. Scary moment here for BC. He's skating off under his own power, but he's clearly in a lot of pain. He can't even hold his stick, so he leaves it behind.
It's like his hand, maybe.
Yeah. Hand, wrist.
Right. Something on his right arm there. He takes a seat on the BC bench.
Not only that, but a penalty was called as well, as there is an Eagle in the box now. Can't tell quite yet who that is.
Wait to hear the call on this one.
Banners are blocking our view of the scoreboard.
Right. Not the best design for us.
Why did we have to be such a good program?
Yeah, all those Hall of Famers. You see some men's basketball names up there.
Discussion going on amongst the referees.
I didn't see exactly how Tuck went down. Did you see it?
I didn't see it.
I just saw him hit the ice and roll around. I didn't see the penalty either.
The play moved away from him.
Yeah.
He's kind of in the back.
But if that's any significant injury to Tuck, that's a bad sign. However, he's still on the bench. He didn't go to the locker room. He's also got his stick in his hand as if he might just go right back in. I'm not sure.
He might have just jammed his wrist or hand or something.
It could be like a stinger type thing where he gets hit the wrong way and you feel it buzz for a little bit and then it feels a little better.
It looks
like that's possible.
Looked bad initially. 4-on-4 now we skate. 11:43 to go. Michigan State on the attack. It's Ryan Keller. Plays it in behind the net. Ian McCoshen there for BC. Caution, the Florida Panthers prospect, a second-round draft pick, plays it up to center ice. Ryan Fitzgerald across to Colin White. White brings it in. He's got Doherty with him. Plays it across for Fitzgerald. Stopped it with his skate. Holding, pausing. Fitzgerald trying to get a shot away. Can't. McCoshen shooting. That's deflected up into the netting.
That was a beautiful pass to Fitzgerald through about 2-3 defenders. But
some great
someone got down on the floor and used their entire body to keep him from doing anything with the puck.
Yeah.
Innovative defense.
Put a stick out. And no shot for Ryan.
A little innovative, but definitely effective.
With the stick, he's probably close to 7 feet long. It's a nice obstacle for the guy who's trying to get it around you.
Definitely. They didn't want to let Fitzgerald have another goal. But Michigan State gets home iron out of the box, so the Spartans go on the power play with 11:20 to go, trying to cut this Eagles lead to 1. And now BC will set up in their rectangular penalty kill formation as Ferrantino takes a tumble all by himself. Santini collects and throws it all the way down. Hildebrand will play it at the goal line. Leaves it for Appleton. Back to Travis Walsh, the senior. Played ahead for Haig. Into the offensive zone for them, but Santini clears it to center ice. Callanan now battling with Walsh. And instead it's Michael Ferrantino who plays it for Michigan State. Into the zone they come. Appleton on the far side board. Savage is there. Puck trickles in front of Demko, and he will just glove it in the crease. No real threat there, and Thatcher keeps it that way. 10:43 to go, third period. Boston College 3, Michigan State 1. Looks like 49 seconds remaining on the Eagles penalty, which was on Zach Sanford. So Michigan State getting an offensive zone look now off the faceoff. Gilmore loses it, and it comes back to Appleton. Pass down to the bottom of the circle. It's Stenglein. Hasn't done much today. Their leading scorer. Now a pass up to the point. It's Walsh. D-to-D pass for Appleton. Shot is blocked in front. Walsh collects now. Dips the shoulder. Nice play defensively by Gilmore. Shot comes deflected. Again out of the zone. Hildebrand comes way out to the top of the circle to play it. Now BC may be caught in an odd man rush here as Ferrantino brings it into the zone. Leaves it for Haig, but instead it's tipped away. Now it's Appleton trying to get into the slot. Nice deke. Goes to his backhand. Tipped away by McCoshen. Puck is loose in front now. Shot is wide. Appleton hits the ice. Walsh keeps it in at the point. A huge hit there in front of the BC bench, but Stenglein has it in the offensive zone. Michigan State now setting up the power play. 1 second to go on it. Walsh over to Stenglein. Shot goes wide on the deflection. Appleton now as we're back to even strength with 9:47 to go. Pass is played in front, but Demko is there. Stick save. Rebound saved again by Demko, and he tries to cover it, and he does. Excellent save by Thatcher Demko.
Sprawled to get that one. Covered the entire net with his body.
A little earlier, Walsh was outside. Big hit delivered by the bench. He fought back, pushed him right back.
Yeah, Eagles not letting Michigan State creep back in. They're staying physical. We saw it with the penalty. We saw it with that hit in front of the bench. And I think that's really a key for them. They have to continue to play their game, right, guys?
I definitely think so, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw yet another fight from the Eagles tonight.
You know, it seems like they can play any style. They can do the fast-breaking stuff, and they also get the real physical, grinding out hockey. They have great defense and offense, so that's the hallmark of a team that can contend. They play any style they want.
And speaking of contention, as we mentioned, BC is ranked number 2 in the nation, behind only Providence College, the defending national champion, who BC will get their crack at later in the year.
They're playing BU tonight. Not sure what the final over there was.
That should be a good game.
Started a little before this one.
Both teams losing their superstar. BU lost Jack Eichel to the Buffalo Sabres, and Providence lost their real hot goaltender, John Gillies, to the NHL.
Everyone.
What team did Gillies end up on?
Not sure about that one. But we do have a final from Providence. Boston University and Providence tie 1-1 after a 5-minute overtime. So a good outcome if you're a BC fan in that, A, BU didn't win, so you love to see that.
True.
But B, Providence didn't win either. So BC has a chance to gain a little ground on them if they can hang on here. They lead 3-1.
Right. Really up to Michigan to get a goal here, running out of time.
Defensive zone face-off. Michigan State keeps it in the zone. It's Drager. We're back to even strength. Behind the net. Now it's Keller for Cox. Doherty steals it away. Now it's Matthew Goudreau throwing it into the middle of the ice, but it comes just out of the zone. Risky play, but it works out for the junior out of Carneys Point, New Jersey. And this puck is played to center ice. Loose there as Fitzgerald collects for the Eagles. 9:16 to go.
You see lucky that they aren't scoring goals here. Puck's been in their side a lot here.
It certainly has. They're behind their own net, just ragging as much time as they can. Here comes Colin White. 2 goals on the night so far. He skates into the offensive zone. Tries to get to the top of the circle. Backhand kick save by Hildebrand with the pad. And White puts a big hit there in the corner on Joe Cox. As that puck comes down for Santini. to Doherty. Doherty all the way ahead to the blue line. That's tipped, but it's going to go up into the netting. A good idea by White. He was trying to just tip that in and then go for a change, but it'll go into the mesh, so we'll get a stoppage, and both teams can change.
Fans behind the goal have been real busy tonight, which means the kids sitting around them have been getting lots of pucks. Nothing better. Go to a game, get a souvenir, real official puck.
BC wins the face-off. Almost caught with too many men on the ice, but the puck didn't head that way.
Yeah, the Michigan bench asking for it.
As Sanford plays it for the Spartans, up ahead to Appleton, skating into the offensive zone, leaves it for Sanford. Shot on Demko, save. Kind of a quick strike there by Sanford, but he was too far out to do much.
I think they're just trying to get as many shots on net at this point and hope something good happens. Yeah, I mean, they haven't really had a lot of luck with first shots, so they're hoping that Demko maybe leaves them a rebound they can do something with.
They're getting a lot of opportunities here.
8:32 to go, third period. Eagles 3, Spartans 1. McCoshen off the faceoff, plays it to the blue line, but kept in by Osborne. Shot is deflected past Demko. Appleton goes to get it for the Spartans. Leaves it for Travis Walsh, thrown in front. And I don't know how Demko saw that through a screen, but evidently he did as he gloves it, and play stops at 8:20.
Spartans up to 26 shots here.
Yeah, after a real disparity in the first period shot distribution, it was like 17-6 for BC. It's really evened out since.
Michigan State had 16 shots in the second period and only 4 here so far in the first 12 minutes of the third.
BC is not doing a good job of keeping the puck away from Michigan State. Even when they're trying clearing it, they're giving it right back.
Right.
Maybe a little too excited for the breakaway scoring chances.
Puck here is at center ice. Appleton's got it for Michigan State skating into the zone. McCoshen trips him up. That puck comes to the near side boards. It's Gatt. Michigan State again looking to cut this lead in half. It's Keller now behind the net. He's got Appleton taken away by Sanford of BC. Plays it up to the far side boards for Gilmore. Gilmore head to Tuck, and here comes Alex Tuck on a breakaway. Moving in, scores! Alex Tuck, fresh off that injury, comes right back and nets the 4th of the night for BC with 7:47 to play. It's a 3-goal Eagle lead.
Great one-on-one breakaway there.
Those are the skills that the Minnesota Wild saw when they picked Tuck. First non-empty net goal of the season for Alex Tuck. He's been struggling big time, and that's a one-on-one is a chance where you can really see how you are with your skills. And he deked the goalie, put it up off the crossbar underneath, and just great puck placement.
Tuck showed some speed there going up. There was almost no doubt that he was going to score a goal when he started off.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Chris. You saw the skill, and he has been in a slump. So for him to come back from that brief injury and get that goal was huge. BC really trying to put this out of reach. They've had success going top shelf on Hildebrand, right?
Yeah, they really have. They've been going high a lot, and it's worked out for them.
As the senior, playing his 9th game of the year, faces the Civ chant for the 4th time tonight from the super fans.
Really, though, the majority of goals here for BC are coming off these breakaway opportunities.
Yeah, the Fitz one was a breakaway. One of the White ones was a breakaway. So the last 3 goals have been one-on-one skill chances, and maybe that's why they like the breakaway style, because it gives them a chance to use their skill.
Yeah, very true.
So off the face-off, the puck is tangled up in the BC zone. It's Ebbing who lays it in. Demko there on the side of the cage. The net is knocked into, but does not come off. Santini bumped into it. Battle in the corner. Neither team can come away with it so far. Walsh now has it. Hesitates, gets the Stengline. Stengline into the circle from the dot, and he scores! A nice rip by JT Stengline, and now you know why he's the leading scorer on this Spartans team. And just like that, Michigan State answers 30 seconds later. It's 4-2 BC.
He beat Demko near side. He had the puck on the left wing and put it in the left top corner of the goal over Demko's right shoulder. Very great shot by JT Stengline.
I mean, the differences in play style are pretty obvious here. BC really scoring on these breakaway opportunities. Michigan State really putting pressure on Demko and on the BC defense, and it was eventually going to pay off for them. They were getting a lot of shots, a lot of opportunities, and finally this time it does.
Stengline had too clear of a look there, guys. Nobody in a shooting lane to block for BC. I was kind of surprised because Travis Walsh got the assist there, but he kind of hesitated with the puck, and I thought he was taking too much time, but evidently he was setting up Stengline.
If we're following trends, Demko had 3 shutouts followed by a 4-3 win. We're heading there now.
Interesting.
4-2.
7:10 to play. BC in the neutral zone with the puck, but Fitzgerald takes a tumble. 2-0 for Michigan State. Pass over to Sanford, and he scores!
Wow.
Just as you said, Chris, it's 4-3. Michigan State now with 2 goals in 14 seconds. They're right back in this.
2 of those were off of very bad breakdowns. You can't allow a 2-on-0 breakaway. I mean, that's nothing on your goalie. There was the Santini turnover in front of the net, and then this one. So Demko's been dealt a tough hand tonight, but I guess he's got to, I don't know, tighten up because tonight his defenders aren't helping him.
The score tonight doesn't at all reflect Demko's performance.
Yeah.
He had no chance on that. A 2-on-0.
So lack of performance for the BC defense.
Under 7 minutes to go. We've seen the resiliency of Michigan State now 3 times on all 3 of their goals as the puck is in their own defensive zone, but they've got it to Walsh. Plays it up to center ice. Now it's Appleton, back to the defenseman Drager. He pokes it into the zone. Now up ahead to Wood. Wood skating into the offensive zone. He's got counter with him. Wood shooting. Glove saved by Hildebrand in front of his left leg. Play stops with 6:35 to go. And all of a sudden, as we mentioned, we've got a real game here now. 4-3.
Turn of events there. Air sucked right out at Kelly Rink.
Michigan State's got 2 goals on 6 shots in the 3rd period, so maybe there was something to their very odd period splits by goal.
Well, they're not fazed by these late-game situations. I mean, Sanford's a freshman. I mentioned he had the game winner in their last game, and here he gets them within 1. So now off the face-off, Michigan State controls it. Stenglein, who scored that 2nd goal, coming up ahead with a little steam behind him. Got it to Cox, shooting. Pad saved by Demko. Cox in the corner. Played up the near side boards for Rhett Holland. Shot, sticked aside by Demko. Now Doherty tries to clear it, but can't. Kept in by Stenglein. It's been a problem all day for BC. Now to Gadd at the point. Slap shot saved by Demko off a deflection. A good idea by Carson Gadd. So for all the 3 goals Demko's given up, which seems like a ton for him, he comes up clutch there with a big save.
I think it might have been, it was either Appleton or Drager in front of the net. I think it might have been Appleton, but he did get his stick on it, and Demko basically made the pick like a first baseman.
Good analogy. It's now the face-off with 6 minutes and 7 seconds to go. Comes to Ryan Fitzgerald. He tries to play it out, but he can't. Again, a problem for BC. They need to be smarter clearing pucks as Fitzgerald will give it off to Matthew Goudreau at center ice. Goudreau will chip it in down the length of the ice. May have an icing here, and we do. Colin White was in pursuit of Drager, but the hybrid rule is in effect. So with 5:51 to go, BC clings to that lead, guys.
And Michigan really closed on the shot gap here, too. Now they only trail BC 33-31 on shots. And that deficit was pretty big when we started off in the first period. So they've really been dominant offensively for this period so far.
Yeah, I know, like, the styles have changed, but I think the Eagles have to find that tempo they can control for the last 6 minutes.
Over to Osborne. Shot is deflected wide. In front, and they score again! It's tied up! From his knees, Michigan State gets the equalizer. It's 4-4.
Just like that, a few minutes, and the momentum has completely shifted. The Boston College defense.
It's Appleton.
Unable to stop Michigan State Spartans.
Nobody got a body on Appleton in front of the net. He was able to get a clean shot from right in front of the crease.
It's another freshman. They've got ice in their veins, it seems. That was Mason Appleton, a Winnipeg Jets prospect in his first year.
You can't blame Thatcher for these goals. I mean, he's getting no help on defense. The pressure has been on him all game.
That's a point-blank slap shot. You can't defend that.
Nothing on Thatcher. Looks like Boston College is going to take their time out here.
It seems that for the majority of this season, the Eagles freshmen have been the one inflicting damage, but their freshman opposition is really taking it to them tonight. I think they have to find their groove a little bit. Maybe they let off the gas pedal a bit.
Yeah, the problem to me is clear, guys. It's not Demko. He's being put in these impossible point-blank or odd man rush situations where there's not a whole lot he can do. And it's got to be frustrating for him as it's tied at 4.
I mean, if nothing else, BC needs to give him a little bit of a break, even if they're just clearing the puck up and passing it around a little bit. Because it's just been shot after shot after shot, and Michigan State set up so many good opportunities that some of them are bound to go in. The defense has really got to step up their game here.
The momentum is clearly with the visitors in green, but BC has a chance to settle things down after the timeout. Cangelosi's line will start things off as referee Tim Benedetto will drop the puck at center ice. Face-off won by BC, back to Casey Fitzgerald. He takes the tumble all on his own, but he gets the pass off to Miles Wood, back to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald plays it up into the offensive zone. Tipped by Cangelosi. Puck sitting on the side of the net, but John Drager is there. Up ahead, the far side boards, it's Michigan State. Now to Stengline. Center ice trying to get into the slot, trying to split the defenders. It's Ebbing, and we're going to have a penalty on BC here, but play continues. Wood goes for the hit, and he allows BC to collect the puck and stop play. But with 5:19 to go, Boston College goes to the penalty kill as Ebbing and Cox were headed down looking, Stengline and Ebbing were looking for that go-ahead goal.
Crowd not happy with that call.
Thatcher Demko has now allowed as many goals as games played this season. He was the last goalie in college hockey to have a ratio less than 1. Now he's at 1.
Right, this is BC's 10th game, and that's the 10th goal he's allowed.
Yep.
But it's paramount that he's not allowed the 11th.
Yeah.
Critical stop here.
As we said, an unbelievable turn of events. If you're just joining us, BC had a 4-1 lead. It is now dissipated. It's 4-4, and Michigan State's on a power play with 5:15 to go in this regulation time. Now shot in front, tipped, saved by Demko. Pass comes out to the point, but Walsh kicks it out of the zone. It's to neutral ice. Teams have to get back on side.
Went over pursuit a little bit.
Ferrantino into the offensive zone, tipped away by Zach Sanford. Casey Fitzgerald bodies him up there, and the clearing attempt is successful. Back down to Jake Hildebrand.
Michigan is not going to let this pace slow at all. They're quick to get this puck here, and they're just going to bring it right back up.
4:47 to go, third period. Tie game. 1:25 to go on the Ian McCoshen 2-minute minor. As here comes Zach Osborne across the blue line. Now into the offensive zone comes Cody Milan. Milan will dump it in behind the net. Ryan Keller, his winger, gets it. Back to the point. D-to-D pass for Osborne. Plays it down bottom of the circle. It's Milan. Behind the goal line. Stengline. Tipped away by Colin White. Zach Osborne controls, though, for the Spartans. Over to Cody Milan, near side boards. Pass in front is knocked away by BC. And White will try to clear it down, but we may have a hand pass called here. I believe that's exactly what we have. So BC will not be allowed to change, which they were looking to do on the clear.
That one's on Scotty Savage.
56 seconds to go on the penalty kill for BC. 4:14 to go in regulation. So the Eagles on the ice. Savage, Colin White, Casey Fitzgerald, and I believe that's Dudek. BC, would love to get Adam Gilmore out on the ice. He's had a great game killing penalties. But Michigan State wins this face-off here. It's Appleton at the point. Now to Walsh. Walsh to Ferrantino, shooting. Saved by Demko, but he leaves the rebound. Puck is in the corner. Battle for it there. It's up to the point to Travis Walsh. Now it's Appleton. Back to Walsh at the point. Ferrantino again. Shooting. Save initially. Savage trying to kick it away. And Demko will just cover this up after a scramble in front. A tense moment there for BC. But we stay locked at 4-4 with 3:54 to go in the third period.
36 seconds left for BC to kill here.
Savage hit the deck in front of the goal and couldn't find the puck around his skates. Michigan State missed a nice opportunity there to take the lead.
BC is lucky that Michigan has not capitalized on some of these opportunities, but it's just been left open by the defense.
So as we approach the final 4 minutes, remember, neither team has a timeout remaining. Cangelosi wins the face-off, back to Fitzgerald. He tries to clear, and he does. BC looking to kill the remaining 30 seconds of this penalty. Appleton has it behind his own net. Chris Callanan applying some forecheck pressure. And now here comes Travis Walsh breaking out of his own end. Drop pass for Ferrantino over in front of the BC bench. Michigan State is into the offensive zone. Throw in front of the slot, but Fitzgerald plays it down the ice. Chris Callanan's going to win the race to that puck, but he's all by himself against Travis Walsh. Now Callanan skating into the face-off dot, but here comes Michigan State 2-on-2. Penalty time is up. Here's Milan, backhander, saved by Demko, and he will hold that against his chest. And he freezes the puck with 3:15 to go. We're back at even strength. Michigan State now has 38 shots on the night.
This offense for BC really needs to get a goal here. I don't know if the defense will be able to hold them if they have to go into an overtime here.
Yeah, I think they're getting a little gassed.
Now the faceoff is won by BC. It's Doherty. Throws it around the boards, kept in by Drager. Throws it in front, wide of Demko. Now Milan behind the cage. Taken away by Teddy Doherty. Up to Alex Tuck, who scored that fourth BC goal. Tuck skates in, and maybe an offsides, and they are going to whistle it. As looks like Zach Sanford was a bit too eager there. The sophomore first liners for the Eagles. Second liners tonight. 3:03 to go. face-off in the neutral zone in front of Michigan State's bench. Adam Gilmore, another Minnesota Wild prospect, is going to be the one to take the draw for BC against Thomas Ebbing, a junior out of Troy, Michigan. Face-off, won by BC, but Stanford immediately goes down. No call, but BC... Actually, now we're going to have a delayed call.
Penalty, yeah.
Right, I didn't see the official's arm go up. But then I saw Demko bolting from the bench.
Now Boston College has a golden opportunity here with the power play. To bring it down to 56 seconds will be left in the period at the end of the power play. And this is a big, big opportunity for BC to hopefully get a goal on the board.
Yeah, Stanford was just pushed down immediately, and he was not in control of the puck, so we'll see if that's an interference call. Regardless, it's a 2-minute minor, and the Eagles...
I think that's Appleton.
I believe it is. No, that's Joe Cox, number 21.
Oh, I saw a 2 and what looked like a 7, but 1s and 7s are kind of the same on the
jersey. One back to Savage. He shoots. Puck goes wide, deflected. Miles Wood has it for BC. Near side boards for Cangelosi. BC setting up on the power play. Savage at the point. Hold, gives to Cangelosi, top of the circle. Austin shoots, saved by Hildebrand. Play is stopped.
Someone might be called for something on the hands. I don't know.
Yeah, not sure initially what the call is yet.
Did someone play it with a high stick?
It's like White was going at it with someone in front of the net there for a little bit.
Yeah, puck may have been played by a high stick. 2:41 to go in regulation. 1:45 on the power play for BC. Face-off is won back to Savage. Slap shot. Blocked by White and hits him up high in the upper body, and Colin White immediately hits the deck.
Oh.
That scary moment here again for BC.
Right shoulder maybe?
He's going to get up here.
Yeah, just like Tuck, he gets up on his own and skates slowly to the bench.
That's gotta hurt. Savage wound up from the point and sent it flying to the net, and White's shoulder was in the way. Hopefully he got more padding than bone.
He's going to take a seat there over on the BC bench as the trainer attends to him.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. Savage put everything he had into that slap shot, trying to get it on net, but he found Colin White instead, who's got 2 goals on the night. It's definitely his right shoulder. You can see him holding it on the bench, but faceoff comes out to the neutral zone, and BC wins it with 2:32 to go. Fitzgerald has it. The defenseman Casey plays it up ahead to Gilmore, who came in for White. Battled there by John Drager. Appleton, but sent over to Savage, shooting one, blocked by Thomas Ebbing for Michigan State. Savage keeps it in for BC. Adam Gilmore behind the net. Drager giving him no room to breathe. Gilmore on the far side boards. In the circle. Now Cangelosi plays it behind the net looking for Miles Wood. Wood's got it. Near side boards. Cangelosi behind the net looking to center it. Instead throws it to the point. That's Casey Fitzgerald. Under 2 minutes to play now. Fitzgerald to Cangelosi. Shoots! Scores! Boston College regains the lead with 1:54 to go on the power play. It's Miles Wood, the freshman prospect of the New Jersey Devils.
Miles has been looking to put one in all night. Finally gets it done here on the power play goal right towards the end.
He's been living in front of the net, and he was working and working as Cangelosi circled around. He got his stick on it in front, and that's a tie-breaking goal. That's what he's been doing all season.
Got more good news for the Eagles. Looks like White over there. He has a stick back. They rotated his arm around a few times. It looks like he'll be able to play. It doesn't look like there's any kind of serious injury on White after that shot.
The Eagles showing tremendous toughness tonight, like you said, Chase. So for Wood, his 4th goal of the year, the freshman out of Manchester, Massachusetts, the 100th overall pick in 2013 in the 4th round. So now with 1:54 to go, guys, what does BC have to do to maintain this slim lead? We've seen Michigan State answer every time so far.
I mean, it's going to be a nerve-wracking 1:54 here when the way the BC defense has been playing.
Puck possession. I think they got to work on that.
Yeah, I mean, they got to make sure that they can keep it out of the zone, even if they're just clearing it here, keeping it away from Thatcher, because Thatcher's just been getting too many shots on him tonight. Looks like they're reviewing the goal.
Yeah, I think they might want to make sure no one kicked it in. It was low, so it was in that area.
Right, that puck did not go in initially on the shot by Cangelosi. It trickled in. It was credited to Wood, but yeah, they're just checking to see if this puck was kicked.
Checking it out.
All right, well, they got to get it right, as this goal could decide the game, whether it stands or not.
Yeah, very important. BC defense, just keep it out of the zone, get people in front of the net, make sure no rebounds there or anything like that, and make sure no one has an open shot on Thatcher like it's happened too many times tonight.
This also gives both teams kind of a de facto timeout, as we'll check the call in just a moment. Here we go. And it is a good goal. BC 4, BC 5, Michigan State 4. Sorry about that. 1:54 to go.
And I mean, when you look at the trend so far tonight, too, Michigan's goals have been coming very, very close to BC's goals, almost replying immediately within a few seconds. So very important here.
Scramble at center ice. Tuck wins it, throws it in behind Hildebrand. BC aggressive on the forecheck. It's Sanford. Battling there is Carson Gatt. Played out to center ice. Tuck, though, pokes it away from Stenglein. A nice play. Being very physical now with Gatt. Puck in the Michigan State zone. 1:36 to go. It's cocked. Puck kept in by Gilmore. Now Tuck has it for BC. Still in the defensive zone of Michigan State. And here comes Thomas Ebbing trying to break out. BC gets Wood back on the ice. And here come the Spartans. Cox over the blue line, into the zone, dumps it in, 1:19 to go. McCoshin tries to clear it, can't. Stenglein's there.
They pulled Hildebrand.
Behind the net, McCoshin sends Stenglein on his back. And now the net is empty, as you said, Chris. Here comes Miles Wood, tries to get it to Fitzgerald, and loses grasp. Fitzgerald shoots, and he scores! 6-4 BC, 1:04 to go, as Wood assists on the Ryan Fitzgerald empty netter.
Risky move pulling the goalie there.
Yeah, now the goalie gets to come back into the game and hear the Civ chant, even though he wasn't even in the net for it. But yeah, Fitzgerald has been really great today. He's been going one-on-one with Colin White. White keeps trying to one-up him, and Fitz wants to keep his team lead in goals, now up to 7 on the season.
It looked like he might lose control there. I didn't know if he was going to get that open net goal, but he was able to pull it in. I thought Michigan State was going to keep it on their side.
Yeah, pass was just a little far, but Fitzgerald corralled it. Now 1 minute to play. BC wins the face-off. They got a 2-goal lead. They dump in. This could be an icing call, and it is, as Gatt touches up.
They're still chasing. They're still playing offense. It's a great way to protect the lead instead of sitting back and waiting for them to come at you.
Especially when you consider how the defense has been playing tonight.
Yeah.
Better keep it on offense.
Every time BC has scored, Michigan State has answered, but now you're seeing BC answer right back. Both teams showing resilience. 54.1 to go in regulation. 6-4 Boston College. Faceoff will come to the left of Thatcher Demko. Colin White is going to take it for BC, and he's going to lose the faceoff. Michigan State's got it, but here comes Miles Wood, skating down past Drager. Wood dips the shoulder, coming in. Puck goes wide. Net comes off the moorings as Wood slid into Hildebrand. Play is stopped with 45.8 to go. But Miles Wood, very aggressive there. Like you guys said, BC is not relenting offensively.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Boston College just needs to make sure they don't have any penalties here. They don't want to get dragged into any fights late in this game. Not worth the suspensions later on, like we saw against Fitzgerald a couple nights ago.
As we will have, looks like another empty net for Michigan State. They're down 2. There's 45.8 seconds to play. The faceoff will be to the right of Thatcher Demko.
They have been clustering their goals too, so not a bad strategy here.
Gilmore against Ferentino on the faceoff. Michigan State also sends Keller, Stenglein, Ebbing, Appleton, and Walsh out there, so 5 forwards on the ice. Played into the slot by BC. Haig throws it over to Walsh. 38 to go. Walsh DDD pass Appleton at the point. Shoots, blocked by BC. Walsh recollects it at the point, though. Fitzgerald hits him.
Without a stick.
Yeah, play is stopped as a couple of sticks came loose there. So with 31 seconds left, BC and an empty net. BC holding on to this 2-goal lead. Might finally be too much for Michigan State to overcome. But don't count them out yet. They've scored 2 goals in 14 seconds just a couple of minutes ago. So
no, not necessarily over yet.
Right. 6 skaters on for Sparty as they get the face-off in front of Demko, and the puck is played across to McCoshin behind the net, battling for it there. Travis Walsh trying to poke it away. Haig is there as well, gets it to the point. That is poked out. Cangelosi racing for it. Appleton's going to win that race. 15 seconds to go. BC putting pressure on in the offensive zone. Puck comes all the way back down. Savage goes to get it. Now 10 seconds to go. Puck is behind the net. Play stopped with 8.8 to go. I believe
Michigan State iced it.
Yeah, icing there. So they will have to put Jake Hildebrand back in net for this face-off with under 9 seconds to play in a 2-goal deficit. It's 6-4 BC.
Yeah, BC will just be maybe a clear away here from being able to wrap this one up.
Here's BC's on the penalty kill. There's only 4 skaters out there. I wonder who the call was on.
2 Eagles in the box.
There's 2 Eagles in the box, yeah. I
don't know what that's about.
Puck is loose in front off the face-off. Santini will chip it in. 3 seconds to go. 2 seconds and 1, and that is going to do it from Conte Forum. The number 2 ranked Boston College Eagles defend their home ice. They get yet another win, this time over the Spartans of Michigan State by a final score of 6-4.
Yeah, I mean, the game had a lot of twists and turns, a lot of unexpected comebacks, especially from the Spartans. BC didn't expect them to close it out and win it by 2 goals. Honestly, the story of the night, the breakaway goals, obviously Fitzgerald had a great game, White had a great game. Boston College defense struggled, something they're going to need to work on. Thatcher, of course, can't get another shutout, left up 4 goals, but a lot of that is due to really the inefficiency of the defense to be able to clear the puck and give Thatcher a break.
Yeah, and usually we have a very balanced offense, but today it was a nice showcase for BC's star power. You had 2 goals from Colin White, Miles Wood got 1, Tuck got 1, and 2 for Ryan Fitzgerald. So very star power heavy day for BC, and that's why these guys are here to bring home another championship.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the season for BC, no doubt about it. Their next tilt will be at the University of New Hampshire next Saturday. They don't have another home game until Thanksgiving weekend against the Rochester Institute of Technology, so a couple of weeks without hockey, men's hockey at least, on the ice for BC, but the women are also ranked number 2. We'll have basketball here at Conte Forum tomorrow. The men have their opener against St. Francis Brooklyn. You can hear that game broadcast right here on WZBC Newton 90.3 FM. So as we send it off, we want to thank Blake Friedis back in the studio for engineering. Once again, your final score, BC 6, Michigan State 4. I'm Anthony Iati. This has been Chase Schaub and Chris Noyes with me. So we thank you for tuning in, and we're going to send it back to Blake in the studio.
Thank you, Anthony. Just to give you all a recap of the game. Again, as Anthony said, BC 6, Michigan State 4. BC got those 6 on 36 shot attempts. Michigan State had 37. BC had 8 penalties. Michigan State 7. BC won 55 faceoffs to Michigan State's 37. BC blocked 12 shots. Michigan State blocked 9. And BC had 16 penalty minutes. Michigan State 14. Thanks for listening in here on WZBC Newton 90.3 FM. And off to the music.
Sunshiny on my grease, like a child could swim in my skin. Waterfalls, matted hair, plus a maelstrom under there. You can drown me in a storm, let the waves wash me away. Oh, your smell on the sea is like heat. My bones are bleeding and the blood's boiling hot. The grease that I got like this and pump a lot. What a chances in the stock, my blood on stops in my nose. Your nose, your blood like a snotty nose. Close zone, your love is grown. Your goodness, that's the bone. And you're reading like a bone. Now lick it, sweat, just so kick it. The roses with me slipping in your own. Slipping in love. That ducks, those stick lines with the yes. Dudes don't care what they mouth is full of lick up in the air. Don't wait till the sun hits. Scream and take a sip. It's like the lightest hope of all things left to do.